Do you know what it means to have a revolution? And what it takes to make a solution? Fighting against oppression, ooh yeah. Battering down depression, oh yeah. Whoa. Ooh, yeah. Whoa. Are you ready to stand up and fight the right revolution? Are you ready to stand up and fight it just like soldiers? Many are called, few are chosen. Many are called, few are chosen. Ooh, yeah. Whoa. Ooh, yeah. Whoa. Gotta fight the right fight in this time, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah, yeah, yeah. Are you ready to stand up and fight the right revolution? Are you ready to stand up and fight it just like soldiers? Many are called, few are chosen. Many are called, few are chosen. If you wanna live forever, you gotta love each other. Say you gotta live on forever, yeah. And love one another. Welcome, everybody. Welcome for joining me. Today, we're going to do it again. Another podcast, video, whatever you want to call it. Thank you for joining me right now. As you see with the title today, it's MAGA and FBA, White Hero Messiah Complex. I was going to put it as a question, but it shouldn't be a question. It should be pretty much self-evident that these people do have a Messiah complex. So right now, I'm going to attack the political, social reason of why these people have a white hero Messiah complex, right? And I started playing Dennis Brown because you listen to these people and they think they're revolutionaries in some way, form, or fashion. And I'm saying it's very low educated people that believe this, people with very low information, or people just have an emotional attachment to it for some reason. I don't know why. So I use Dennis Brown Revolution because that's, to me, I love that song. It's very inspirational. That song, we all, for those who is into reggae music, know who Dennis Brown is, right? And I also picked this picture here, right? For those you may be familiar with this picture, this is basically a picture that's illustrating how blacks came to be Christians on the plantation. So, you couldn't practice your Vodum. You couldn't, you got past, cast away all the Orishas or your Yoruba traditions and spirituality, and you have the black preacher. And the black preacher is only as good as the white man says, you know what, you're doing a good job. Because that black preacher is right there, is to preach to the black masses, but at the same time, under the framework of what the white man has given him. Look, this is what you have to preach. This is what you have to say to favor me, to favor your position, to favor all whatever goodies and trinkets and butter biscuits and chitlins and whatever and oxtail and all that other stuff you do, because this is prevalent throughout the diaspora that has been enslaved, right? So if you don't see that white man, you see like the pulpit where the black preacher is, he's right on the edge of the pulpit. And at the back of the preacher, you could see Miss Ann there with her little white child, and in front of him there's a little white guy there. But so you have some white people, just a little bit of white people sprinkled in there, but the majority of them is black people. And I'm using this illustration to show you that you may have a black person that's talking to the masses, right? But the few people that's paying attention, the white people that are paying attention, those are more important than the masses that he's talking to. Those white people that he's trying to appeal to is his paymasters, are the people who he's really, really trying to gain favor, not black people, right? At this point. So I just wanted to quickly illustrate why I played that song and why I have this picture here. So what we're gonna do first, a lot has happened since my since the last time I was up here, but again, it's busy. I try to get it in where I could fit it in. So, but I'm just gonna go over real quick what happened as far as like you see the title right here. So first of all, I was on a show. You guys have come on a show called the To Be Fair Show, and they usually have like an after show that we usually have. We can be a little bit more. How shall I put it? Be ourselves. We try to keep it PG, and we try to keep it cordial. But during the after show, pretty much everybody show their ass, right? And we're talking about FBA. So going FBA, we're talking about FBA. We're gonna talk about Branden, and we're gonna talk about Tariq Nasheed and why these you got these black people that are there. What that Donald Trump pretty much is their like messiah, right? This is the person who they're trying to appease, right? So this is at the back, right? So we have there's the guy right here. You says FBA. His name is FBA Trey. He's xenophobic. He's racist. He says he's anti-black. He doesn't like Caribbean people. He does not like Africans. He what he pretty much does to me, in my opinion, is cosplaying as a black person, boy, and he's nothing but a coon. And like most FBA people, they're not intelligent. They're not smart at all. When I every time I debate someone that said, "Hey, I'm a FBA," I'm like, okay, let's have a cordial conversation and let's just talk about what an FBA is, facts on the ground, and things like that. And most of the times they not able to do that at all. They'll start going into calling you names, calling you tether, calling you all the regular white racist things that I used to call them, but they're calling us that. And so, by the way, let me stop sharing this just so for those of you that didn't catch it the first time, right? And I'm gonna play this because all their things that they're doing, that they're saying, demonizing other black people, is something that FBA think they're that they're just perfect in every way, shape, form, or fashion. They're flawless within their thought and their movements and everything. But you guys see this inherent dislike for black people. It has nothing to do with FBA as far as like, well, we just because we got other black people that's infiltrating and undermining us. That's the things that they say. That's like their that's what their scripted language is, right? But here are their own people doing it, their own cousins, their own family members doing that. So I'm going to play this for you guys, for those of you who haven't seen, to keep this in mind and keep driving this home, that they have done this to each other. right? Only because of geographical locations and close proximity to white people, and closer proximity to white people who pretty much, I guess, favor them. So they didn't want new black people coming in. So this is what FBA does to their own kin. So a black person from Africa or the Caribbean, oh, whoa, now that's totally different. You know what I'm saying? So of course they're gonna have more hatred for those people because, you know, small bodies of water just, just separate. We're just two different people because a body of water, right? So versus, in the same border of the quote unquote North America, United States. So I'm gonna play it.
Last meeting, we discussed the problem of integrated housing, and we found out that almost 1,700 Negroes are moving into Los Angeles a month. By 1970, there'll probably be 1 million Negroes in this city. And I know that people are concerned about this. They may not talk about it very often, but I certainly heard them shudder in church when he said there'd be 1 million Negroes in Los Angeles.
We shudder because we're saying, in essence, the majority of these people are not like we are. And we felt that maybe some of us felt we left the South because we were getting away from this problem. We are part of this exodus too. But we are a little maybe embarrassed by the fact that here we're going to have a mass element come in that's going to create a tremendous social problem in the community to which we find a great deal of difficulty in relating to.
Again, FBA says the same thing. Now, if you switch the Southern, these Negroes to Caribbeans and Africans, it's pretty much what the same thing FBA is saying right now, verbatim. It's like verbatim is what they're saying. They're not like us. They're not intellectual equals. They're gonna undermine us. All that stuff.
I sound like a do-gooder because I really am not, and I'm somewhat of a snob. But I do think that with these people coming in who are not our intellectual equals, nor are they of our sociological bracket, they're not to be a handicap to us. They'll find their own level. Now, I do sound like a snob, but I don't mean it this way. But they're used to living a certain way, and they too might rise up above their origin.
So there's, they're not intellectual equals. They're not a socioeconomic equals. I don't mean to sound like a snob, but I do mean to say what I'm saying. And hopefully, eventually, they'll be able to arise above their origins. Right? All this anti-black, these are their own people. This is not like FBA where it says, oh, you're from here, so we have a different culture. No, this is the same people. The same this is black people who they're hating on.
And might one day be our associates.
The whole tone of this meeting is we're setting ourselves up as little puppet Jesuses. We can't help anyone else until we help ourselves. The Negro has had two professions, his own medicine, dentistry, law, or psychiatry, and he's had the profession of being a Negro. And many of us have come out here to escape from this second profession of being a Negro. And we are out here a while and we're working in our own field, and then we find out that here these same problems are falling on the heels of 1,600 Negroes a month that come into Los Angeles. Now this gives us problems. It's our own view. It's our own identifying with these Negroes that are coming in with their carpetbags that causes us problems. So
there you go. So they're the only people. They're talking about these Negroes like they're not Negroes. It's astounding. I'm dumbfounded. Like those are your people. So again, this is not a reflection of all Black Americans. Of course not. Hell, that's not what I'm even trying to say. I'm just trying to say when you're under the foot and the heel of white supremacy, right? You're going to have a segment of people. They're going to either do two things. They're going to seek haven under white supremacy to find favor under white supremacy so they could be comfortable instead of white supremacy and fighting white supremacy. Then you just have everybody else. So these are like the bourgeoisie, boule type Negroes, I would say, that moved to LA that felt threatened by everyday black people moving to LA, that they felt, wow, I try to run away from being a Negro. One thing that guy did say, which is true, he says, look, we have professions in psychiatry, we have professions as doctors and lawyers, and we read that's already one profession that we have to deal with. Now, we all our lives before we moved to LA, we had two professions of being a Negro. Now we moved to LA, that's no longer our profession. Oh my God, here we go. We got these Southerners from North Carolina, South Carolina, Louisiana, and wherever. Now they letting us. They're going to be a constant reminder that we's niggas and we are from the South and we cotton pickers. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where they get the saying, "You cotton picking fool" or something like that. I don't know. That's kind of interesting, right? So this is what happening. They're doing the same exact thing to themselves. So it's not crazy that they would do it to other people who they quote unquote can't relate to. Most of the time they can relate, they always have related to us. But like I said, right, people that are desperate would go to this little messiah complex and think like, okay, we have someone who's gonna like save us. All we gotta do is do the most despicable thing. So I'm saying that to set the stage, so when we hear these FBAs talk, we know. So you got FBA Trade, which is a xenophobe, racist cosplaying, and you got the guy in the middle right there. He's the host, pretty cool guy. And then you have me, and you have the guy below there. His name is Kamu. He's from South Africa. He's a constant contributor here. And you have TBI, which is another moronic FBA idiot. And I checkmate them all the time, and they hate it. So I'm gonna play. So this is them being them. So I'm just gonna let it rock.
But the biggest, let me tell you, the biggest fight on the continent is between South Africans and Nigerians, because for the very same reason we are fighting them for that. Like it's
What are you calling them?
Why y'all fighting, man?
Because because they got a bunch of Nigerians coming to their country and then kind of looking down on them the same way the tethers do us. They got
tribalism,
but at the same time.
So this is the thing. So he's gonna keep using tether. So we all know that word is inflammatory, right? That word is like their nigger word for us. And to me, it could be even a little worse, because what that does when you call somebody that, you discredit them. You discredit a whole group of people basically by association, right? Well, you're not a quote unquote American. So if I'm going to just dismantle your whole argument or your position by just simply saying you are who you are, which is, oh, you're from Africa, you're from the Caribbean, you're not here, you don't go back. Oh, this is FBA nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Because it really doesn't make any sense, because everyone has we all know about the intertransatlantic slave trade. We know about Louisiana. We know all those things where you had these Africans coming in, even during slavery. And during slavery, all these things was happening. You had Africans coming in. So, but they don't know that. So they still think they're 100% American, whatever that is. And they think, well, we didn't immigrate here, so we're original. And again, I'll say, if you look at the definition of immigration, immigrant is a person who leaves their place of origin and migrates somewhere to live indefinitely, right? So your immigration status doesn't expire within a couple of generations. You're still a person who immigrated here. The only difference is that black Americans immigrated here by force via the transatlantic slave trade. So he's saying these things, which is dehumanizing, because you go on Tariq Nasheed, because that's his king, that's his God, and say all the despicable, disparaging, white supremacist things he will say, and tether would be attached to that word. So this word is a word that is extremely racist and inflammatory, but they say it anyway. And if I call them another racist trope or whatever, like porch monkey, Sambo, and all the other stuff, they start clutching their pearls. Oh my God, why would you say that? Like what? Like there's no way you think you could disrespect me, and I'm not gonna say anything back. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna let it rock. I was trying to give you the backdrop of their mentality, and again, they will say it on during their the normal show, but here you could say it whatever. The host was the guy in the middle with the yellow hat. He's not going to push back. He usually pushes back on the show, but here they could be themselves. So how are you supposed to have a conversation with people who are just insulting you, and you're supposed to sit there and take it?
Same time,
The FBA has the same problem. FBA has the same problem in California. There's a video where they had FBA that they left the South, and then they had the other Black Americans going over there, and those same Black Southerners didn't want other Black Southerners coming to Los Angeles, California, because they're trying to get away from being a Negro, right? So
I'm just pretty much repeating, because what they want to do is say, like, look, there's no xenophobia if you're a Black American, but all of the Black people, especially the ones in Africa, there's xenophobia. Oh, the South Africans are like the Nigerians, right? So yeah, because you know how that is, you know how that is. But at the same time, these are Black men being xenophobic towards other Black people here by calling them tether, but they're not xenophobic. But you're spewing your xenophobia talking about Black people here.
So it's something that's human nature. It's not nothing. It's not nothing synonymous. Of course, you don't know because it's Black history, and you're cosplaying as a Black intellectual. So Tom, you don't know much of it. I showed that video to Q.
He said it's not. He's saying I'm a liar, but we all know that's the truth.
I showed that video. I don't know if Kamu knows about it, but it's a video in the 50s. You have Black Americans during when they ran from the South. They went to Los Angeles. They established themselves in Los Angeles as businessmen, doctors, lawyers, psychiatrists, and things of that nature. And they found out that they had Black Americans, their cousin, their kin, that left. Also was coming there, and they had a think tank saying, "What we're going to do with all these Negroes coming to Los Angeles." So it's a human nature.
They ran. Kofi, they ran, but you didn't.
Sorry.
They ran, but you didn't run. Like you calling. You say
well, I'm using your terminology to understand on your level of thinking.
We didn't run.
I'm trying to I'm trying to use words and verbiage that you will understand, because I'm not trying to talk. I'm trying not to talk over your head, because certain things you don't understand. So I'm trying to use words that you'll be able to relate to. So
use them in terms of yourself.
And they use those words.
In terms of yourself.
They also use the words, these people are not like us. These Negroes are not like us. I mean, I can't. I don't know if I can share. I can put the video in the link, and all you guys are gonna do is just make excuses. But the same.
What are you trying to prove,
that you guys?
What's your point? What's the punchline?
I'm trying to say that.
What's the punchline?
I'm trying to say that. Let me ask PBI. I'm trying to say that your xenophobic, anti-Black behavior is not something new.
Bro, it's something that we're delineating from cheddars like you. We're not xenophobic. I'm cool. I got a lot of African homeboys, bro.
So that's the punchline.
Y'all got whole.
He's lying, saying I grew up with African homeboys, but they're saying the most like I wish I recorded most of it. They were saying most despicable things about Africans and Caribbeans. It was insane. But I got a little bit of this.
It's a human nature thing. It's a human nature thing.
They doing forced female circumcision.
So you're not above.
They say they're doing. You hear that? They're doing forced female circumcision. There's tribalism there. All these things that are very old tropes, or things that no longer happen, or that's equivalent to me saying, "Oh, well, going with the white narrative." Well, Black Americans are only 13% of the population, but they commit over 50% of the crime. And I'll just say, just cavalier, like, yeah, it's just a fact, Which, what does that say? It says that you're inherently criminal. They're trying to say because you're African, we're xenophobic. Because we're African, we're not civilized. We're always fighting. We have backwards cultures. Again, I could say something, another white supremacist talking point. Well, you guys have a bad culture because look at hip hop and gangster rap, and you guys got gangs and you have gang culture. There's no difference. There's absolutely no difference. But if I was to say that, then it's like, oh, you're a Taylor. Oh, you're saying white supremacist talking points. But when he says that, when they say that, that's supposed to be okay.
Oh, you're not above the fray. You're not above the fray of your own people. Your own people that you consider your own people, right? And if you guys understand sociology and psychology, you would know that. But you guys, again, I don't want to talk over your heads because this is new information for you, and I know it's hard for you guys to digest new information.
What's your point?
You know what I'll do? I'll fall back and I'll put the link in the chat.
Other than trying to talk over my head, what's your point, man?
I'll put the link in the chat because this is black. This
what's the point?
Black on black people.
What are you trying to show me? What are you trying to show me?
I'll put the link in the chat. Kamu, you can go.
I think he's trying to say that Black Americans are just as tribalistic as Africans are.
Wow, you got two brain cells. Wow,
y'all be. Oh my.
Trey, you talk about child soldiers. Do you know a nigga called Lloyd Austin?
Nah.
I was trying, like I was trying to look for it in my on my YouTube account, and by accident I disconnected it. So just ignored all the scrolling and the things like that, but just listen to the conversation.
I don't know who
you know him.
You said Lord Austin?
Lloyd Austin. Lloyd.
I have no idea who that is. I don't know who that is.
He's in government. He's Secretary of Defense or something.
Oh, United States? Oh,
he's yeah.
Okay, where?
Joe Biden's administration.
I got you. Probably some.
Those are the guys. Those are the guys who are responsible for the nonsense going on here. Okay.
So you saying America's
when you talk about
God, bro, why y'all
America's responsible for the child soldiers and the civil wars and the genocide? That one black guy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
It was pitiful, man.
You see how idiotic they are. So they don't even understand their own policy. They don't understand foreign policy and United States impact in the world that starts a domino effect of things that's happening. That's why, again, when I say FBA are very unintelligent goofballs, this is what I'm talking about. What Kamu was trying to do was say, hey, look, you have black people that are there, AFRICOM and all these other foreign agents. Well, not foreign agents, but generals and people that are black Americans that are supposed to get involved and cause strife in Africa and other places. So he's trying to say, hey, look, you guys are trying to say that you guys are totally on code, but there's a lot of you that are not on code that helps the United States undermine black nations, right? It's no different than Europe. It's no different than France, right? Undermining their former colonies. It's no different from England. It's anyway, you guys get it.
It was pitiful.
Yeah,
that
check
one
him
guy,
out, bro.
Man, he done messed up a whole country. Wow.
Bro.
Man, bro. Y'all gotta take some accountability, man.
I am.
Y'all gotta take some accountability. Y'all the majority over there, bro. Y'all should be running stuff, man.
We are.
It's sad, man.
But we are.
So he's talking about South Africa needs to take accountability. He's talking about taking accountability. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I think South Africa, the black people in South Africa, even though they have challenges, right? I think, in my view, the South Africans has come a long way and have way more better representative than they do here in America, right? And I think South Africa, they're pretty much very parallel to America. But if you look at other African nations, that were former colonial nations, they're doing way better than the average Black American politically, right? Again, I say this all the time. There's no, say what you could call the African country dusty. You could call it oh, they got a bunch of flies. They got this. They don't got that. And the infrastructure is fucked up. And with, again, I could point, if you guys have been to Emporia, North Carolina, thank you. If you want to go back in time, go to Emporia, North Carolina. But anyway, it's theirs. My point is to say that it is theirs. It's their country that they have. They don't have Mike Browns. They don't have Sandra Bland's. They don't have Trayvon Martins. They don't have Karens, right? You need to get to where they are. So when you're shaming people that has a nation and they don't have to worry about just things that you shouldn't have to worry about as a human being, I kind of find it very sad.
We are.
You said what?
We are running stuff over here, bro. What is? I mean, we own more than 50% of our.
Nigga, y'all running the.
We run shit, bro. I mean, didn't you see my president was in America? Like,
see, come on. We trying to help y'all.
New York.
We trying to help y'all because it's like we trying to get y'all out of this delusional state. That's why we just calling it out.
How is he helping him? He can't. Man, this is this false bravado. This false power that these FBA guys have. How are you helping South Africans? I really would like to know.
It seems xenophobic. It seems mean, but it's tough love, bro. Y'all should just have a better setup in Africa, bro, man. It's horrible.
Nigga. Y'all don't run South Africa because if y'all run South Africa, then why y'all got on the white supremacists there and they got their own town where niggas ain't allowed?
Exactly.
That's not doing a very good job.
I was gonna do a video about that, and it's wow, it's FBAs, man. It's just fucking morons. They think there's no such thing as a black supremacist, right? But they think a black nation is a nation with just black people and no white people. This is how you talking about people, the FBA's people that have very low intellect or very, very, not even, I would even say, a fifth grade level of understanding of global economics. If you have a country and you can have all types of people there, right? Because your country is open for commerce, right? Those South Africans there, and I commend the black South Africans, right? These white people didn't like what was going on in Johannesburg to the point where it is like, look, we don't like the competition, just like FBA. I think FBA is threatened because of competition and they don't got their shit together. So the black and brown people, they don't like the black and brown immigrants because they're competition, right? White people is white people. They don't care if they're immigrants or not. These white people went out to the middle of nowhere in South Africa and built their community from the ground up to the point where they kind of have like their own currency, right? And honestly, the goodness, as long as they mind them, this is don't break any laws or do anything to undermine the South African government, more power to you. My question is, I wish I could show you guys that video. My question is, why can't you do that in America? You want to mimic the white man so much. You have a Messiah complex so much, right? But you won't do what the white South African man did. And to me, it shows that they ruling shit. Why would these white people have a town unto themselves if they're ruling shit already? Just these guys are morons.
Y'all running shit, bro. It sounds like y'all run the damn thing, bro.
Well, bro, our country is huge, bro. You know, they
y'all run a part of it. I feel you.
Nah, the entire we ran the entire thing. They chose an abundant land and went there to build their stuff. So no one was there. No one is, they just went there and built their shit. So it's like,
but they said
over the time.
Exactly. It was a wilderness. They went into the wilderness and they just built a town. They didn't go into a black town and say, get the hell out and just took it over. They went in the wilderness. They got their money together and say, okay, we don't want to compete with blacks. We don't like what's going on here. We're gonna go in the wilderness and make our own town. Okay. And that's what Kamu's telling them. But again, these guys are fucking morons.
Ain't come, bro.
But over time, we're gonna take over the town, bro. It's just a matter of time.
Oh, over time. I got you.
Nigga, don't you think that should be a better focus in Black Americans and their foundation and their fucking reparations movement, bro? Because sound like y'all got some work to do. Respectfully, we got work to do too.
No. You're on two different playing fields. You guys don't even have a fucking any land to kick anybody off of, right? Black Americans need to get their own sovereign land and have it be respected to the point where you can say, you know what? No, well, I don't think that will ever happen. Saying well, no white people could be here, because it's not like that in South Africa, right? You're on two different playing fields. South Africa have their own government, right? Black people control. Like, let's say what racist FBA trace. Oh, you guys control some of it. Okay, good. They control some of it. You're supposed to be the rule, right? You're supposed to be helping us out. What do Black Americans have as an example to this day and age of in charge of a town, a block, a yard? You don't have anything. And I always use this analogy. You getting mad at the person. It's like me getting mad at a person because they got a 2017 BMW. You know what I'm saying? It don't got all the bells and whistles as the new one. And I'm making fun of it, of your 2016 BMW, while I'm taking the bus, the public transportation that the white man has provided for me. And I'm taking the bus pass while I'm making fun of you. It's like the audacity is insane.
Yeah, I would say the same about Kofi too, but I don't think you give a damn about Guyana though, honestly.
Nah,
is there any work that y'all have to do in Guyana, Kofi? Is Black people or y'all straight? Just to check in real quick. I feel you. No comment.
Yeah, I was trying to find the video. I heard what he said. So again, it's backwards logic, where Black people own businesses. It's a Black nation. They have their own government. They are at a place where they don't have to wake up every day and think about white supremacy. They don't have to think about well, okay, there's this glass ceiling of white supremacy where I can't do da. You know what I'm saying? There's none of that, right? Because we are at a place right now where we don't have to worry about that. Versus you have to worry about that every day. But we're supposed to follow your lead. We're supposed to get to where you are. It just doesn't make any sense. It just what is the Black American GDP? I know what the Guyanese on GDP is. I know South Africa has a GDP, and there are Black people that contribute to that GDP. I know Nigerians have GDP, right? It's either going to be it's going to either be in goods or services. What goods and what was the Black American GDP in goods and services? But we can't have that nuanced conversation. And I try to have that nuanced conversation with them, and they just pivot and go to something else or call you names.
Comment there, because I know so Kamu got some work to do. We got some work to do here. I don't know what Kofi got going on, but it sounds like they're straight over there. But it's crazy if they so straight, then why the fuck he over here?
Exactly, man.
You see, so here you go again. It sounds no different than a white supremacist. If I'm so straight over there, why the fuck am I over here? Right? So, and I spoke to this before. This is a slave mentality. It's like some Black Americans are so used to this, and I could say it's a very arrogant. Some Americans, I think, like this, an arrogant attitude. I see this. White people say this too. Well, except for white people know where they came from, and they don't. They have no problem with their roots, unlike FBA. Well, this is the best country in the world. I'm an American. Why the F are you here? Go back to Mexico, go back to Guatemala, go back to Iran, go back to this. How is it different? And the thing with FBA is the thing with FBA is that they don't realize this is a racist talking point. They don't realize that, hey, look, there are other black people that don't feel comfortable up under the nutsacks of white supremacy like how you guys feel, right? How you guys feel. You don't have anything. You're trying to build something. You're trying to get something. We're trying to get over post-traumatic slave syndrome so we get somewhere politically and economically and socially, right? So you can't fathom, well, if I leave this country, then what am I? This is the best country in the world. So again, if this is the best country in the world, right, and I'm supposed to follow your lead, why don't you have anything is my question. That's my question. Why don't you have a GDP? Why are if you got it so good over here, why are all these things here? They don't understand that people are here for economical reasons. And we all know, like, we got black people from the Caribbean, black from the from Africa, right? I mean, I don't know if they'll stay here, but they say, hey, do you have dual citizenship? Do you go back? Yeah, to go back and forth. People do business here and people go back and forth, right? I have an uncle, he has a business here, and there he does business back and forth, right? That's what I'm saying. When you get these mental midgets, when you think they're just going to do business, any business model is to maximize profit. And you're going to do business with everybody. That makes you grow. If Amazon was like, if Jeff Bezos was like, I'm only going to do business with white people, that doesn't make any sense. Jeff Bezos is where he is because he does business globally. No one said, oh, if Amazon's doing so good over here, why don't you just go back to where you just go back to America if he wants to go to India and do it? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
I can never understand why, man. It's mind blowing.
Damn, that's your birthright. But I had no idea that there were more East Indians in Guyana than there were black people. That's new.
Yeah, that's news to me too. Wow, that's crazy.
And I could explain that the reason why there's, I think it's by about 10% more, right? It's like 10%. I think it's like 43 to like 56 or 57, right? We're not talking like huge margins, right? But what that is true to an extent. But again, if everyone knows the history of Guyana, it was black people there first, and then under before we got our independence, they brought a lot of East Indians in. They brought a lot of East Indians in. It's like saying at one time at a point during America's history, oh, well, it was mostly Native Americans, but then it was mostly white people, right? So that's the history dynamic that they don't know. They don't understand. They're too stupid. I don't think they'll even care. They just look at things on a surface level and they think they know the history. So that's the reason why there's a little more East Indians there. And I also do believe there's also Indians that go there from India. Because one thing I know in Guyana, those Indians, no, they're Indian from India. There's no if and buts about it. That is not something that they have to, ponder about. Versus the blacks there, it's a different thing. But even though there's a lot of black Guyanese people that are Afrocentric, they know that they're African. I would say most Guyanese people know that they're from Africa, but they won't embrace African traditions, customs, even though we follow a lot of African traditions and customs, but they won't wear it on their sleeve, right? Versus you have a Guyanese Indian person. They know that they are from India, and most part of them may be Christian. Some are Hindu, a little bit are Muslim, right? Because most of them came in, they were Indian, they were Hindus. So we have a lot of them that are Hindus. That's the only division within the Guyanese Indian community, as far as them being Guyanese, will be like the religious practices. But besides that, they all know they're from India.
Y'all got a lot of Indians in South Africa? Come on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 'Cause Tyler. Yeah, we got Tyler.
Now, yes, there's Indian South Carolina. These are people where black people are like black people are the third largest minority, and they're talking down on other people. Where again in South Africa, they're the second largest majority. Let's say they're not the majority. Let's say they're the second largest majority, and they're still running shit, right? Versus Black Americans, you're like we've been here for a long time without any nuance. I know the history, obviously, and I make fun of you for not taking shit over when you used to be the second largest minority. What happened? Look at you, and I start laughing like a goofball, knowing the history of this country, knowing the history of Ghana. In Ghana, you have three groups. You have the blacks, the blacks, the East Indians, the Amerindians. You have some Chinese there and Portuguese, right? Those are those four major groups. Same thing with South Africa. You got the Afrikaners, you have the indigenous Africans, you have the coloreds, which was, I don't know who the colors are, was just a amalgamation of the blacks and the whites swirling, right? And you have Indians, because remember it was English colony, so they did the same thing they did in Ghana. It was because remember, England colonized India. So all the colonies that England had, it sent labor there, or people that wanted opportunities to work. That's where they went. That's how you got Gandhi was in South Africa, right? So you have, yes, a significant Indian population there. But again, these guys are mental midgets. They don't understand history.
Tyler. Because she like
Tyler's not Indian, bro.
I thought she said she was Indian.
What the hell?
Nah,
listen,
she's black.
Hey, listen, I would love to do this. I would love to host a show with Trey and TBI. Y'all are fucking hilarious. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, you gonna get me canceled in this bitch, bro. We in the after hours.
I would stoke the fire, but I would enjoy that.
Nah, hey, bro, I need a partner like TBI, man, because y'all niggas be off code as fuck, bro. Like, respectfully, bro. Like damn, bro. I even say shit, and I feel like I'm like, you know what I'm saying, out there on my own a little bit, the way, like, we're trying to advocate for reparations.
Anyway, that was pretty much it. That was and shout out to Q. That's the person who was hosting, because he's playing chess. He's just sitting there just listening to the dumb shit. So when we look at the To Be Fair show, just know that this guy they're really, FBA trades really racist, xenophobe. Everything Tariq Nasheed says is he repeats whatever Tariq Nasheed says verbatim, and when he's on the show, he's cosplaying as a reasonable pro-black person, when in actuality he's not. Just want to say that. Just want to put that out there, right? And you guys want to be on the Fair show. I think they're every Wednesday night. I should be on this week. Again, anyone is welcome to the after show, right? We keep it cordial. We keep it on GP. Our P's and Q's during the main show, but after show, let it all hang out. And I'm real regardless. You know what I'm saying? So let me look at the chat. What's up, Anthony? Thanks for joining. Right, peace to you, brother Bakari, as always. Peace to you too. Thank you for joining. Right. And we have Ditso, our South American brother from another mother. Thank you for joining. And we have Military Muscle 25. Thank you also for joining. Right. So I guess I'll read you guys' comments right now. So Brother Corey said, I call it white arrogance. Black Americans show their white arrogance all the time dealing with African people. And that is true. And one thing that I threw in their face. If you look at the show, because they like this, they were under, again, these guys in their 30s. Again, I'm not saying all of them. I'm not gonna throw one under the bus. It's definitely not Q, right? But they don't understand how white supremacy works. They want to take away your legitimate, they're trying to delegitimize you as a black person that's not American, saying, well, you don't understand how America works. When I'm older than them and I've been in this country longer than they've been alive. I mean, I'm in my 40s and these guys like in their early 30s. You know what I'm saying? So I have a better idea, live longer than them and understand how it works. They were basically saying, basically a Tariq Nasheed talking point, well, you're an immigrant, so you don't understand how white supremacy works, right? Even though I've been here since I was like 3. You don't understand how white supremacy works. Black Africans and black people from the Caribbean don't call themselves black. If you're Jamaican, you just call yourself Jamaican. If you're Nigerian, you just call yourself Nigerian. You would not call yourself black. And I said, that's fucking stupid. That makes no sense. It makes no sense. White supremacy, you should know white supremacy does not work that way. White supremacy does not work that way. If that's the case, then you wouldn't say, oh, we need to delineate because I ain't them stinking Africans. You wouldn't do that. And guess what happened? Trump with we're eating cats, whatever. Our brother Nappy Yankee, there was a story about a Jamaican in that area, and he was getting harassed because they thought he was Haitian. Right. And we all know the whole Trump calling, the whole, I think I played it on the last show, the white racist guy saying, calling Haitians niggers. He called them Haitian niggers. He didn't just call them Haitian. He's a racist. He's a white supremacist. He said, these are niggers. We're going to tell you what type of niggers we're talking about here. Haitian niggers. Just these Haitians. And I said, hey, look, you guys are wrong, like as always, and I prove to you that white supremacy looks at us all the same. You Negroes are only ones that want to be in denial, that don't want to be a part of the black family. But again, this is on post-traumatic slave syndrome, right, that they have. They're on a plantation mentality. This plantation America versus plantation on Guyana, Jamaica, Barbados, Bahamas. Like, we all just gotta fight. They have a plantation mentality, right? So when you show them like it don't matter, the white man sees you all the same, no matter what plantation you on, then they got nothing to say, right? So yeah, so peace out to Ditso. So let me just cover some stuff here before I get into the to other things, because I got a lot to cover here. So next, we are going. Where are we? All right. Next, we're going to go to Pedo Bucci Bear, right? And going to pretty much pick up of like where, again, Messiah complex, right? He has father issues. We know he got father issues. His daddy's in jail. Father never raised him. That's why he's a bitch. That's why he has no discipline. That's why, he's a walking stereotype. His mother's ain't this. His mother ain't that. Again, this is not me defaming him. This is what he's saying. He said himself out of his own mouth. I have said that. I have mentioned that before. This is things that he's saying. I don't know him personally. This is what he's saying about himself and how he was raised, right? So, but again, it's he's doing a Pan-African grift. Now, the bare minimum of being a Pan-African is just basically just saying, hey, look, I wish black people, the diaspora, well, people in Africa and outside Africa, to do well, be well, fight against any opposition, foreign or domestic, especially white supremacy. Nah, since he has a white supremacist messiah hero complex with Donald Trump is the daddy that he never had, he's going to say something extremely despicable. He's going to double down on it because I want him to do. I was waiting for him. He was running away from this. He said, okay, I'm going to do it now because people were asking me to do this about the Haitian thing. So you can see in the title, it says the Haitian racism hoax. The Haitian racism hoax. So it just already tells you where he's going to go. But it's going to get, I think, worse than what you think it's going to be. So let me play it.
Be trying to join forces with the same Democrat Party that's been fucking them over for years, right? to try to come after Donald Trump and file a lawsuit against him and JD Vance for defamation. Like, I want y'all to let that sink in.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so. The Haitians are supposed to be. I'm all again. You just went on stage, caused mass hysteria. There were on people. Oh, you guys were right. Neferkari Dessalines went in on this. He had a lot of information that I missed it on his channel about all the Republicans, the bomb threats, white people just harassing them. He covered it. So guys, thank you for that, because I did check it out after that, and I didn't give our brother Neferkari Dessalines any credit, so I give him credit for that, obviously. So all these things that we all know that he said, and the sad talking point is him saying, well, he was on the debate stage and he didn't say Haitians. But when people find out, okay, who are the people in Springfield that we're talking about, we know they're Haitians, and JD Vance confirmed that. Who are you talking about? And Trump also confirmed that. He's like, yes, eating the dogs, eating the pests, eating the cats. So he did that in this video. I didn't watch all of it. I just cut it to the main point. I'm not playing a lot. I'm not, it was nauseating. I did this so you guys won't look at him, but they need to get sued for defamation. It may not go anywhere because on stage, he didn't say there was a case. Oh my God, I forgot the name of the case where something similar like that happened, but it didn't go anywhere because he didn't disparage he didn't say a person's name and he didn't say a group. He just said that. So he may get away because of that little thing. But let me play.
The Democrats have never done a single thing good for the people of Haiti. I could just go as far back as.
And what has the Republicans did for Haitians besides saying during the time when they had the Haitian earthquake, saying that's what they get for fighting to get their independence back. But go ahead, Pedo Bucci.
Back as the Clintons and how they stole millions and millions of dollars that were supposed to go towards relief funds for Haitians after there was, like, I think a huge earthquake or something over there, or hurricane or something. Those were Democrats. The people.
I have a Haitian friend. He says it was partially that, but he said it was mostly the Haitian government and the corrupt people that were there that was taking the money also. So he's saying it's the Clintons, yeah, but he said it was mostly mismanaged by the Haitian elites there.
People who helped the Clintons steal from Haiti were Democrats. Isn't it crazy how times have changed? Isn't it crazy how now we have the same Haitians?
But he's not saying what the Republicans has done. So you have the Clintons, just the Clintons, stole from Haiti, siphoned money from Haiti, versus the Republicans did nothing for Haiti, right? There's no American policy to help Haitians at all whatsoever. So you could throw the Democrats under the bus, take them from under the bus, throw them under a tractor trailer, take them out, throw them under the train, whatever. Don't care. It is a very partisan decision not to do shit for Haiti. So I don't know how he thinks he's getting a brownie point for that. So whatever.
That have been shitting on. Hey, they can be hardworking as long as they want to. They're also very ignorant and dumb people too, just like Black Americans. Ignorant, dumb, and dishonest, just like they Black American cousins. So they can be hardworking.
How are they dishonest?
And they can be stupid, ignorant, and dumb, because that's what they're showing us. Because now all the things that are happening in their country no longer matter. Because somebody said we be eating cats. Y'all niggas do be eating cats.
That you heard him. He said y'all niggas do be eating cats. That's what what he said. He says y'all niggas do be eating cats. I'm like, what? Really? You going this far as a Republican to agree with the lie that Donald Trump has said about Haitian people eating pets?
Their country no longer matter because somebody said we be eating cats. Y'all niggas do be eating cats. We family, we should be able to talk openly and honestly. Do Haitians eat cats and dogs? Yes. Are they doing it in Springfield, Ohio? I don't know. But we know that they do it. That's like asking, do an Asian eat a dog and a cat? Yes. They might not be doing it in downtown LA, but they definitely do it.
Okay. So, yeah. So he agrees with the horrible, despicable, dehumanizing lie that Haitians eat pets. But he's a Pan-African, right? He's a Pan-African. But put it like this. Let's say that is true, which it isn't. It is not true. It is not true. Let's say it is true, right? Me as a Pan-African, I wouldn't promote that because it makes those people look bad. There's a lot of things you can find in any custom that it may not be pervasive in their custom, but it is something that is done in a particular custom, but it's not promote because it's kind of shameful, right? So even if that was true, I would not be promoting that. I wouldn't even acknowledge that unless someone gives it to me. And I was just going like, hey, look, that's not something that we do. I don't know. You got to show me that they're not doing that. In this particular case right now, it's false. I would go like, I don't know who said that. In this particular case, this is not something that these people do. They're outraged. That's what it is. And I'll just leave it right there. I wouldn't be promoting a white supremacist talking point that a white supremacist that's disseminating this type of despicable, dehumanizing information. But Mr. Pro-Black, Mr. Pan-African is doing that. That's why he's a fucking fraud, right? That's why I'm on his neck. That's why Afro Think Tank and I is on his neck, which brings me to the next thing. So a new thing that Republicans are doing right now, they're lying, saying that because there was a hurricane in Florida, and Donald Trump again lying, saying, "Oh, the Biden-Harris administration, they're not sending any aid to FEMA. They're only sending them money. They're not sending them aid. They're letting all the people die." Right. So Afro Think Tank went on his on that post that he had, and we went on there and he started deleting comments. I'm going to show you that later, but I'm going to show you how dishonest he is. And this is a person. I mean, we're getting into that. He's talking about, he wants to debate because on Naps TV, Nappy Yankee. He's like, hey, look, I'll be the narrator. Brandon's like, yeah. Afro Think Tank is like, nah, only debate my equals, which is John Henry Clark, which I get it, with Mary Lefkowitz when he was debating Mary Lefkowitz, and he had the guy that wrote Black Athena on his side, but you guys know about that. So it was during that whole thing. So and Afro Think Tank, again, I'll just show you whatever. So he would start deleting comments. You're gonna see him deleting comments. But my point I'm trying to say is that why am I gonna go on your show when we all know he kicks people out, like he kicks me out, he overtalks you, he doesn't have debate discipline. If he is gonna delete comments, just comments, why would I go on your show if you just can't take comments? And he wasn't being anyway, I keep saying I'm gonna move on, but I'll show you. He wasn't even being disrespectful, but he's deleting comments. But before that, I'm going to show you what he is saying and what he's lying about. So hold on, let me do this. So let me show the thumbnail first. Just bear with me so I can give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So hold on a second. Let me just share. Boom. All right. So I'm going to show you the thumbnail. And if anyone knows what's going on in the news with the hurricane and the aid that they're receiving, knows that when they see this title, that is a straight lie, right? So I'm not even subscribed to his bitch ass. I'm not even. I haven't been subscribed to him for like months now, right? So this is it, right here. So you guys could check this out while you listen to me and check the comment section now. So it says Kamala announces 150 million for Hezbollah terrorists while hurricane victims get nothing. Nothing. So he's going a little bit further because I believe Donald Trump and Fox News is saying, oh, they only get $750. And, they just, okay, good luck to you, $750. So we're going to see how dishonest he's going to be, right? We're going to go to the his orange daddy, right? That's going to be in prison. So I guess that's why he loves him, because it probably reminds him of his real father. It's probably why he liked Trump. But we're gonna go to his orange daddy, and I'm gonna show you what is being said, what Trump is saying, and the disinformation that Trump is spreading, so we can all be clear. Hold on one moment. Here we go.
The response to the hurricane by Lion Kamala Harris is now rated the worst storm response in history. North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, and others will respond by voting for Trump. We will make America great again. Notice how he's so transparent that he's making the stuff up for votes by bringing voting into this instead of just being concerned for the people on the ground. Donald Trump is obviously lying here, and even the Republican officials are speaking out, and they are praising the federal government's response to Hurricane Helene. Here's a montage that MSNBC put together. This is mostly Republican top officials praising the recovery efforts. Let's check this out.
As of today, what has been the ongoing kind of federal assistance for South Carolina?
It's been superb. We're getting assistance, and we're asking for everything we need.
They're doing a great job. There can always work harder. There's always kinks in the slinky. We're working them out behind the scenes.
And you see this rush of local officials, FEMA, from the federal to the state to the local emergency management agencies, local county mayors with tears in their eyes out there serving their people.
We're grateful for the quick actions and close communications that we have had with the president and with the FEMA team.
We have been, Sean, I have to say, working well with FEMA. They, in fact, were moving very quickly over the last few days for us.
So to President Biden, thank you for coming. Thank you for paying attention to our needs. I think we've had good working relationship between the federal government.
Rick Scott. Freaking Lindsey Graham. If everyone know who Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham, he's such a shield, such a puppet, such a heel for the Republican Party. They could do no wrong. So the fact that Lindsey Graham could go out there and just pretty much tell the truth says a lot.
Scott, who will be running to be the Republican majority leader in the Senate next year if he wins.
Now let's look at this tale of two headlines. Let's look at the PBS headline from October 2nd, 2024. Vice President Kamala Harris announces 100% reimbursement of local Helene response costs during remarks in Augusta, Georgia. This is from NBC News on April 23rd, 2021. New probe confirms Trump officials blocked Puerto Rico from receiving aid. Donald Trump.
Exactly. Trump has blocked aid from Puerto Rico. He also blocked aid in California when he was president for the wildfires. So this is he's projecting what he has done during his administration. This is what he does. He's either projecting or he's confessing something when he does his whole projection. Or sometimes it's just both. Like they say, projection is confession.
Trump blocked a lot of places from receiving aid who didn't vote for him. If their votes did not matter to him, then he would refuse to help. This even happened in North Carolina, of course, the site of the current storm. But let's look back to Hurricane Matthew in 2017, when Donald Trump blocked 99% of the relief funding requested by the state. Absolutely despicable. And let's remember that Project 2025 seeks to eliminate a lot of this aid for families and small businesses recovering from severe storms like Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton. Absolutely inexcusable stuff, folks. Former governor of Ohio, Governor Kasich, a Republican, was taking the airwaves, and he himself thinks it's maddening that Donald Trump is using this hurricane for political purposes and lying about it when people need help. Listen to what Governor Kasich has to say.
It's just so it's beyond disappointing. It's maddening to see that a person running for president would try to use something like this, where there's been such tremendous hardship, loss of life, to try to create a fable here. I mean, look, anytime you have something like this, the officials in charge are always going to say they wish things had been delivered faster. That's always going to happen. But to say somehow that money that was designed to go to hurricane relief has been spent on immigrants, I mean, it's just dead wrong. But he continues to say it. And, you know, there's this thing now, as you know, Andrea, about spinning conspiracy theories. And, you know, people on the internet like to think, oh, well, the government, you know, just doesn't care. They're doing their own thing. And this kind of gins up some of his base. But by and large, I think the problem he's going to have as we get to the election day is that there's going to be a chunk of Republicans who will not vote for him under any set of circumstance. And I think that number is probably 15% in that category. She will not have that problem. I mean, she'll be over 90 in terms of the Democrats.
Doing it with some enthusiasm is a fairly recent development. I'll give you two recent examples, both of which I'm very familiar with. One is the natural disasters. You know, that's always been a bipartisan issue. Both Democrats and Republicans have worked together to assist the people in harm's way. Well, you know, the White House asked Congress to pass a bill, to a supplemental bill, to really help people with these disasters because we may be running out of cash. All of a sudden, the trolling, the Trump operatives and everybody else started saying, well, they're giving that money to illegal immigrants. Not true. There are various parts of FEMA that are funded separately, and natural disasters is one of them. Well, you know, when Andrew hit Florida, which has been one of many, I worked hand in hand with the George H.W. Bush administration and the Democrat Governor Lon Childs. It was always a bipartisan spirit. Everybody wanted to help those in harm's way. Well, you take it now, you know, the Trump operatives are already lying about FEMA not having resources, about FEMA not going over. When the White House asked the Congress to meet for a supplemental bill, to pass a supplemental bill for FEMA, they said, call us after November 5th. That's something that just not have a precedent. The second one was with immigration. You know, it was so hard to get a bipartisan.
That's crazy. They said, call us after November 5th, which is an election, right? So already this is how dishonest Branden is. Extremely dishonest, right? I'm going to show you one more just to put the nail in the coffin as far as like how deceitful, you know, Fox News could be. How they like to like play with the truth.
My money. Where's the money for my people? They don't care unless it impacts them. So let's watch this first clip where she very strategically cuts the clip off to then whine and complain about the things that she's misrepresenting.
But as hurricane victims were waiting for relief, Kamala was rallying supporters in Vegas. 6 days after the lights went out and the floodwaters rose in Georgia, she did finally do a drop-by.
Federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being met, such as food, baby formula, and the like.
Imagine losing your house, your transportation, basic necessities, and women looking for diapers. Earlier today, I was watching. Most stores, by the way, in the area are wiped out. And all you're getting right now is a $750 check she referenced from the federal government. The government you've been sending taxes to for your entire life. Yeah, and where are they going to buy that baby food, Kamala? Of course, the man who allowed the migrant invasion into the U.S. is trying to pass the buck by saying, well, we're out of bucks.
Two things very quickly. One, 6 days after the lights went out and the floodwaters rose in Georgia, she did finally do a drop-by. The administration was very, very careful. They were very communicative. They were very open about why they weren't showing up on the scene in the immediate aftermath of this tragedy, of this weather emergency. And it's because it diverts desperately needed resources from people, from search and rescue operations to stand up a security apparatus to support a president or a vice president of the United States is serious business. You don't want to distract rescuers, police, and fire from that effort. It's responsible, it's empathetic, it's decent, it's leadership. The other thing is, imagine losing your house, your transportation, basic necessities, and women looking for diapers. Earlier today, I was watching most stores, by the way, in the area wiped out, and all you're getting right now is 700 strategically and intentionally didn't show her audience on Fox News.
The federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being met, such as food, baby formula, and the like. And you can apply now for anyone who's watching this who has been affected. There are FEMA personnel who are going door to door to interact personally with folks, especially those who do not have electricity, but also that aid, if you have electricity, can be applied for online. And I encourage people to do that. FEMA will just basically verify your address, and then the process should take hold. FEMA is also providing tens of thousands more dollars for folks to help them be able to deal with home repair, to be able to cover a deductible when and if they have insurance, and also hotel costs. Today, I'm also announcing that the president has approved the governor's request for 100% federal reimbursement of local costs. And Mayor, as you have pointed out, the burden to local governments, including the state government, is pretty immense. And so by announcing today and making the dedicated resources to cover 100% of local costs will have a huge impact on our ability to get relief to people as quickly as possible. And that will include, for example, what the federal government will do to reimburse local and state governments around issues like debris removal, which you can see just up and down this street, much less in other areas of the state and in the region. This is a big issue. I was speaking with one of the residents of the community who needs that big tree removed so she can actually get to work and make sure that her child is able to get to school when the schools reopen. So this is a very big part of the recovery process. That money of the federal reimbursement will also help with emergency services that are now being provided by the state so that they can be reimbursed and then have the resources to keep providing those emergency services. Also, we will be covering the local government costs for food, water, and shelter. Again, resources that are desperately needed by the members of this community. And so my final point to the residents of this community and the region is that we are here for the long haul. There is the work that we have done together that was the immediate response, well, preparation for, and then the immediate response. after. But there's a lot of work that's going to need to happen over the coming days, weeks, and months. And the coordination that we have dedicated ourselves to will be long lasting to get families, to get residents, to get neighborhoods back up and running.
I hope you stuck around for all of that. Well, if you're here, you did stick around, or maybe you just.
So, yeah. So remember, Branden said nothing that the people, the hurricane victims and the survivors, they're getting nothing. Again, but he wants to debate people, right? I understand Afro Think Tank's position because you're being dishonest. Branden is not a stupid person. You know what I'm saying? He's not your average stupid FBA, right? He knows what he's doing. He knows. I'm going to go on a limb and say he knows what he's doing is dishonest, but he has to pivot, right? He's pivoting from being a Republican to a Pan-African, and the two can't work, and he's trying to make it work, right? So once he has his MAGA hat on, this is what he does. Then he'll take the MAGA hat on, and then he'll put on a kufi or get an African Kenyan spear or whatever, and he'll cosplay. He's cosplaying in between both identities, knowing that the two don't work. The two aren't consistent. So he rather praises the orange god who doesn't care about Americans in general versus the black woman who cares about Americans and is doing her very best. He went out of his way to lie on her. He has mother issues. He has parental issues. My mother never took care of me. She was on welfare, and you know, her boyfriend be coming around. She ain't gonna cook. She ain't gonna do. He got mommy issues. He needs therapy. You know what I'm saying? The brother needs therapy, right? You shouldn't listen to someone who's just damaged because it comes out in their commentary. It comes out in their commentary. They can't be honest with themselves, so how they be able to be honest with you? And even to the point they go out their way to lie, to share a lie on these YouTube airwaves as if it's the truth. That is extremely problematic. That is extremely problematic. And that's why people like us go for, like me and Afro Think Tank goes for his freaking head. Because this is just ridiculous. Right? So let me, so I'm going to show you the little squabble we had in that same section with Afro Think Tank, and that he deleted. You guys could go there and see for yourself after I show you. You're not gonna see any of these things anymore. I think the only thing he has is like you're gonna see where I'm just gonna play the video, right? So you know, you go in the comments, you know, as they're here picking his nose or whatever, looking like a big booger, right? So you can see here I started with comments, newest comments. That's where I started. So let's see, because these are the screenshots that I took before he deleted it. So you see, it just says, you know, newest, 11 comments. So I'm going to click where it says, 11 replies. I should be clicking that 11 replies. So you can see there, you have Afro Think Tank saying, shaking my damn head. Right. And you can see him say, Afro Think Tank says, you spread way too much misinformation and disinformation. Debating you would be like debating chaos. Because he is chaotic. It's like, it's just how if you're telling someone, hey man, if you say 9/11, during 9/11, planes hit the towers. If you want to say a spaceship hit the tower or a flying pterodactyl hit the tower, if you want to debate that 9/11, a plane that hit the World Trade Center and the World Trade Center came down, I'm wasting my time talking to you. about anything else that happened that day. If we can't agree that the towers fell, right? Because planes went into them, then I'm wasting my time talking to you. I'm pretty much wasting my time talking to you. And that's his point, right? So he's not going to delete his comments. I don't think he deleted his comments. I'm not too sure. I think some of them he did delete because I didn't see like all of this. So see, that's all his stuff, right? And this is what he deleted. He says, Pedo Bucci, this is what I wrote. I said, Pedo Bucci, Branden, you're a bitch ass, and bitch ass can debate my you could delete my comments now, and because I screenshot them already, right? That's the last thing that I did, but it's on the top. And he left this last comment here. It says, I didn't even look at his coon clown shit vid. This title exposed how ignorant he is, yada yada yada. That's what I wrote. Right? So he deleted my second comment, the pedal one. So I'm going here, right? So I went to top, right? And the top one, you see there. Oh, no. He did delete it. Yeah, oh, yeah. Yes. I think there was a video of him deleting it. And I left links in the chat to dispute. Yeah, so he did delete it. Oh, guys, I messed up. I was supposed to text this to my I forgot, damn it. I was supposed to text this so you guys could see what I did. What I did write to him that he deleted. Those are the things that is still up there for the most part. Damn it. All right. I'm gonna move on. Let me see if I can get it. Hold on. I'm gonna show you the text that I did get. But in the meantime, let me do this. I'm gonna keep it moving, and I'll show you that later. I could have swore I sent it to myself, but I forgot. But I'll show you guys that eventually. So moving on. I'm gonna move on anyway. Right. So what I would do is, so one of the things I did was one of those videos. I explained to him that that's not true, and that same video that on the last video that I showed you, that's the video that was that I explained to him in the link, saying that how it's not true, you're lying, this is how much money they got, even Republican governors and senators and are saying that they got the money. He deleted that. The other thing he deleted also, right, because I was trying to kill him with information, basically saying, hey, look, even this New York Times article, right, since you want to be all gun-ho and lie for Trump, you look stupid, because just like the video says, right, if you go back, it says aides say Trump resisted sending federal funds after California wildfires, right? You guys could Google all this. Anybody that wants to know would know, because it's just information that's out there that we all know that Trump did. And what it says, he says he changed his mind after being shown data that his supporters in the state have been affected. The former official said one called his approach red states versus blue states. A former Trump administration official said that securing federal financial support for the California was a consistent challenge when he was in office. Right, because California is a blue state, it's a liberal state, so he's thinking, oh, it's just a blue state. They didn't vote for me, so let them burn. Literally, let them burn. Let them motherfuckers burn. So that's Donald Trump. So when he's saying, "Oh, they're not giving us anything because it's blue states," no, motherfucker, that's what you would do because you're un-American. You want to you want to get rid of the Constitution. You know, you want nothing to do with the Constitution. You want to be a dictator on day one, Project 2025, all that. But you want to make other people look un-American. That's just insane. So yeah, that's what I want to show you. So the next segment. So those are MAGA coons right there. So our next segment, I don't know if you guys ever saw this. It was very, very. I forgot to mention it the last time when we were when I did my last video. If you didn't see Nappy Yankee, he had a Twitter space, right, with Uncle Luke, and Yvette Carnell was there, right? And again, Yvette Carnell is a little bit more of the dishonest intellectualism, you know, but she's more of the intellectual person that's quote unquote want to do reparation. Tariq Nasheed is just a preacher, as you see right here, preaching to the masses, but he got white people up his behind, you know, telling him what to say and how to say it, right? He's there to, you know, as a quote unquote positive black image for black people, saying all the good stuff, but at the same time, get them slowly into a white supremacist thinking points and doing a divide and conquer rhetoric, and they all agreeing with it. So, but he had, again, Nappy Yankee had Yvette Carnell in a Twitter space with Luke, and Uncle Luke was asking all these questions. And at the end of the day, the question that Luke and the statement that Luke made, he asked Yvette Carnell a question, yo, and she couldn't answer it. Because at the end of the day, again, these people are taking white supremacist talking points, right? They're taking Jim Crow talking points. And we all know what Jim Crow, what's the thing, what's the law that they have for Jim Crow? Separate but equal, right? We want to separate you guys, but you're still equal. Even though there's rules for you, rules for me, but, you know, we're equal, right? All good, right? So let me just play and just enjoy this conversation. Like, Luke is a beast. Luke is extremely politically inclined. He knows what he's talking about. He's played the political game. He's given money to Republicans and Democrats, whatever constituent that will fulfill his needs of his neighborhood. So he's a true independent. You know, saying, well, hey, whoever's gonna do something for my people, I'm gonna do it. Hey, here's a campaign donation. You said you're gonna facilitate the need for my community. Here, I'll donate to your campaign, but I'm gonna hold your feet to the fire to deliver. So anyway, so let me let it play. This was so good.
I don't. That little seal, look it up. Don't take my word. That is what she helped build and get built in Coconut Grove. And there's a list of history on there. So that is what she did. So now there is a Haitian museum that has been already put up. I don't remember the city of Miami official that put it up in Little Haiti.
Coconut Grove and a Haitian museum. I didn't know they had a Haitian museum. I did not even know they had a Haitian museum in Coconut Grove. That is beautiful. That's amazing. Next time I go to Miami, I gotta check that out. That sounds amazing. All right, let me get this timestamp, y'all.
Scenario and listen to how Yvette Carnell answers. And as I said, as the title says, FBA and ADOS, they are finished. You are too deep in the rabbit hole if you do not see how ridiculous this whole movement turned out to be. Let's go.
How do you see, if you go into a predominantly black school, how do you see those kids? Do you see those kids as different? Do you question? No.
She said you see a bunch of ADOS kids. Listen, just follow this.
Into a school in South Central LA. You walk into a school, anywhere in America right now today. How do you see those kids?
I see those as little ADOS kids, unless somebody tells me that they're not.
So no, what I'm asking you is this: do you ask them their lineage?
ADOS is the majority in this country. So I assume a person is ADOS until I find out.
Guys, this, like, when I heard her say this, I look at those kids and I see a bunch of ADOS kids. All right. Let's just go back and listen to how, remember, because again, I didn't listen to the content, but I saw it. Tariq said that there are over 50 million FBA people in this country. She says she walks into a school. Just think of how big it could be. Anything. It could be a kindergarten school. It can be a high school. Just think if you look at a school and the school has nothing but black kids. You see them as all ADOS? This is the same woman that said, oh, immigrants just got here in the 60s. You've been here for centuries. So my question is, if the ADOS have this many people, not counting Caribbeans, not counting foreigners, what is it? Why do you even feel the need to attack them? I see a bunch of ADOS kids. So let's say if they're not ADOS kids, then what? That answer was so fucking dumb. You just look at black kids. Oh, they're just a bunch of ADOS kids. How?
I found out differently.
No. I'm getting somewhere. You go up in the school, right? And you look and you see a whole bunch of black kids. Some of those black kids are from the islands. If they all just be quiet, so you're going to treat them different than each other. Is that what you're going to do? You're going to tell the black kid whose parents are from the islands, you can't do this, you can't do this. You're going to then identify the Adolf kids and you're going to put them to the side, and you're going to identify the FBA kids and put them to the side, and everybody else, y'all go to the, are you going to look at all those kids in that manner? And if all those kids are living in the same blighted community, how do you separate that?
It's painful to watch. It's painful.
Do you work differently for each one of those groups, Miss Annie?
He called her Miss Annie.
All as black kids
Damn,
living in that blighted community.
Do you hear what he just said? He's calling her Miss Annie. I told you, Luke is on the pulse of this and on how we see this woman. He called her Miss Annie.
Hello, Miss Annie left?
Damn.
Tell me Miss Annie left.
Wow.
I don't
Called
hear
her Miss Annie.
She jumped out the room.
Mm.
And that's the question. That's the question.
Guys,
that's what it's gonna lead to. She says she goes into the classroom and all she says 8 kids. All she says 8 kids. I say 8 kids. All right, yeah, but like no, depending where you go. If you go to New York, if you go where Luke is, like in Miami, if you go to DC, you go to Maryland, right? You go to Georgia, right? You go to these places, these cities, not everybody there is Black American. You know what I'm saying? Not all Black people are Black Americans. So he asked a very good question. So you're gonna start dividing up the kids. Oh, you're ADOS, you're Caribbean, you're African. Okay, separate. You guys are different. So we're gonna do 2 different curriculums because you're not the same kind of black. You a different kind of black. You black. You're you black, and you kind of black. You African booty scratcher. I don't know. You smell like palm oil and you got no shoes on. So you a coconut. You from the Caribbean. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we're gonna teach 3 different curriculums. That's what, again, once you actually have a conversation with these people, right? And you talk about, okay, what is your plan? How are you going to implement this? How does this work in society? If we give you all the controls, how does your America look like? And it looks like a version of Jim Crow, just a black person is at the helm. That's it. The bad thing about it is that I'm not saying to condone this. You would think that, well, okay, they did it to us. If I have the keys to everything, I'm going to do it back to y'all crackers. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm going to do it to my people. Why? Because an ocean even though we're the same people, an ocean separates us apart. Even though we're the same people, we have the same oppressors, right? Oh, I'm still I'm that doesn't even matter. I'm still gonna suppress my own people. And then when people call them agents, they want to know why. And when people say, "Oh, this sounds like some quid pro quo," people want to know why. What benefit is that? All it makes us see is that that's you doing this to look good in front of white people. Like, hey, look, I'm a useful tool of division. Look what I did. I'm making black people fight amongst themselves. Now they're much weaker. Give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money. Or like Byron Donald, give me a good pat on the head. Like, shout out to Nappy Yankee that orchestrated all this. They got them in the corner. That's why I do not shy away from talking to FBA people, because they embarrass themselves.
That's it. He's literally calling her a white woman. He's seen through her anti-blackness right there. That's a damn good question.
What I'm asking you is this: do you ask them their lineage?
ADOS is the majority in this country, so I assume a person is ADOS until I found out different.
No. I'm getting somewhere. You go into school, right? And you look and you see a whole bunch of black kids. Some of those black kids are from the islands. If they all just be quiet, so you're going to treat them different than each other. Is that what you're going to do?
Damn.
You're going to tell the black kid whose parents are from the islands, you can't do this and you can't do this. You're going to then identify the Adolf kids and you're going to put them to the side. And you're going to identify the FBA kids and put them to the side. And everybody else, y'all go to are you going to look at all those kids in that manner? And if all those kids are living in the same blighted community, how do you separate that?
Damn.
Do you work differently?
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me where Yvette Carnell is, because most of these people I think they live in like rural areas or where there's not a lot of people, or there's not a lot of diversity. So they from everywhere. Okay, black people live here, white people live there, and they think that's how that dynamic plays out all through America, when it doesn't. Again, from Luke's perspective and my perspective, that lived in Florida, I lived in Georgia, I lived in Virginia, I lived in New York, I lived in Jersey, I lived in Massachusetts, right? And I mostly live in cities or around the city or just outside the city. You don't know who is who. And everybody goes to school together. Everybody shops together. Everybody works together. You have so many different groups of people there. So when real life kicks them in the ass and punches them in the head, like, this is the reality. So how is that going to work? Implementing what you want? It doesn't, because now they're exposed as who they are, tools of white supremacy. So that's pretty much that. You guys could check out Nappy Yankee out. Hold on, I want to see something real quick. We're gonna go to our last segment here where we have Tariq Nasheed. So Tariq Nasheed has this all right, before we do that, let me do this, because I mailed myself the screenshots that Branden deleted. Here we go. All right, so this is what he deleted. Right, so that's the link. You see, that's the link that I put and everything. And I put here, he deleted these two things. That's what he deleted. You guys could go back and you go on this page right now. You won't see anything that I have with the link. I did a comments. One was a New York Times article. You can see if you look closely right here. You can see the link for the New York Times article. You're not going to see that no more under my own comment. I put that Trump was the one that wanted to hold relief. Sorry, I spelled that wrong. And aid, because I was trying to type real fast. I know he's going to delete it. With wildfires, yada yada yada. So try to see that with the link. You're not going to find that. You're not going to find it. Right? Here's another one. Right, he's above here where Think Tank was talking about Think Tank is above is right over here above Branden. He says, so you deleted and reported my comments, ha 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 ha. And Branden responds, he says, y'all always talking about deleted comments. Why don't I delete these comments? Or then ones where Kofi is calling me a pedophile, and so he deleted this, and I said, stop crying. You call him and I pedos all the time when you are the one that wants the pedo for president while defending Trump's pedophilia. And again, guys, we all know he deleted this. You're not gonna find this either. And again, for those of you who is not aware of Trump defending Donald Trump's pedophilia.
Hired them to judge it. Hey, bro. Hey, they hired them to judge it, and guess what?
So that's one where I was talking about how Trump was the judge of like pageants, like a teen pageant. And they had the girls saying that he walked in on there naked. He was on Howard Stern admitting that. He was on Howard Stern admitting that. And when I confronted him about that, he said, "Hey, bro, they hire him to judge it." You will never ever. I challenge anyone to show me where Branden condemned Trump's pedophilia, Trump's rape allegations of E. Jean Carroll, or just any woman that said that, to say, hey man, if he did that, that's messed up. I wish he didn't do that. You can't find him admitting that at all. You can't. You see those are the girls. See, these are the little girls that he was when he was in New York judging, and these are teenagers. And you show that to him, and he just doesn't care. He look, again, these are girls. They're younger than 18. They're like 15. 16.
Girl pageants walking in on them. Like, give me a fucking bullshit. Hey, bro. Hey, they hired them to judge it, and guess what?
Did you see the diary?
But Trump is not a pedophile judging girl pageants walking in on them. Like, give me a fucking bullshit. Hey, bro. Hey, they hired them to judge it, and guess what?
Exactly. So ever since then, once I have a disagreement with him, he calls me, "Oh, you're a pedophile," and because because you guys are trying to push Democrats, so you guys love pedophiles. Oh, you're pedophiles. You like pedophiles. He does this all the time. That's why I have this clip. That's why on that video, he deleted that video. Right now, he deleted all. I don't know if he put it in sleep mode. I don't know. I don't delete videos, but for the last 3-4 years, he deleted all his videos. But even before he deleted all his videos a couple months ago, he deleted that video. Once I came out with, you go on my channel and I talk about that video. You go back like 2-3 years ago, I'm talking about that same video exposing him, and he deleted that whole video. You cannot find that video anymore. Right? So, but this is a person that wants an honest debate when he can't even be honest in the comment section. So anyway, I just want to put that out there. So next we're gonna go to Tariq Nakoon, and the whole thing is again, we all know that if you just look at, you know what, let's look at it. At Tariq's, people like me and other people saying, and Javen Bullets and other people saying, like, look, he and Taharka Bay saying he is pro-Trump. So a lot of people saying he is pro-Trump because he has no smoke for the Republican Party. No smoke for the Republican Party. If any criticism he has for the Republican Party is very sad. He has like if you want to have the same amount of smoke for the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, go ahead at it. If you want to give the Democrat Party a little bit more smoke than you do for the Republicans, okay. As a black person talking about far as like, hey, look, we're your voting bloc. Yeah, you should be able to criticize them. You should be able to hold their feet to the fire all year round during the election and when the election is over. But he does a very sad, poor job. And Tariq Nakoon always double talks. He will say one thing that he'll contradict himself in the other hand. So here is a clip of someone bringing that to his attention, and you're gonna see him say a lot of stupid nonsense. Some of the things he say is valid, and other things he say is totally wrong, right? And then he'll pivot. I'll just play. Pretty much, he's very horrible of straddling the fence. Extremely horrible on straddling on the fence. And we're gonna see or hear.
Talking about fuck Kamala and yada yada yada. But it's like I feel like you're leading people to the Trump route. And I think that is, like me, I'm not voting. Simply because I believe boycotting the black vote is more important than picking a side. Like, I don't want to pick, I'm obviously not going to pick Trump. You know, he disrespected black people straight, directly, with the Colin Kaepernick sons of bitches and Obama birth certificate and shit like that. So that's something I can't even go. And then Elon Musk with this Twitter shit, my shit is full with openly racist stuff. He retweeting the shit. And but yeah, is there
so what he's saying is absolutely right. I agree with him like 95% of everything that he says. I have no issue with a black person holding their vote. The only problem that I have personally and politically, this is not the time to do that. If it was the second term of George Bush or Clinton, you know, whatever, you know, don't do that. But the reason why I have a problem with it, because the reason why you are holding your vote is because the Democrats has taken black people for granted. Where, I mean, they have done things for the American people and we benefit from that. But black people aren't the same, are American people, but black people aren't the same as white people as far as the problems that we have. Black people don't have the same issues and problems as Hispanics. Black people don't have the same problems as Asians. Black people don't have the same problems as Native Americans or Pacific Islanders. We have a specific problem and issue that needs to be dealt with specifically. I get it. Absolutely right. You're withholding your vote to show the Democrats, you know, say, hey, I'm going to withhold my vote. I'm not going to vote Democrat. I may do some retarded shit and vote Republican, but the brother says he's not going to vote Republican. Okay, I'm going to vote Independent. I'm going to vote Green Party. I'm going to vote family. Whatever. You're going to do that, and I get that. Now is not the time to do that. The reason why not time to do that, because if you don't vote against Donald Trump, you got Project 2025 is going to be implemented. He said he wants to be a dictator on day one. He says he wants to get rid of the United States Constitution. So once all that is done, Trump, they even made jokes about him being president. That was not president. Indefinite. You're just a dictator at that point. Indefinite. And you, as a black person, he's going to bring back stop and frisk. He's going to bring back immunity. Criminal immunity for police officers. He wanted Black Lives on Matters on protesters to get shot. And all those people that was there to prevent that from happening, because Trump was not a Republican. There's a different branch of the Republican Party. You call them far right, but they're not Republicans. You had those Republicans, most of them that's not in that are saying he should not be president, and they're endorsing Kamala Harris because right now it's supposed to be country over party. MAGA is party over country. They just want their party, their branch, to be to rule the White House again, which is Donald Trump, right? So I'm saying that to say now is not a time to do a fuck you vote, because you're thinking again. I don't think these people are extremely knowledgeable of what's going on in this political climate. If that was to happen, you think, oh, okay, 4 years is gonna go by, breeze by, the same old nonsense, whatever. Yeah, we'll just get over that, and that'll be it. It'll be nothing. And then the Democrats, oh wow, Black people didn't vote for us. No one's paying attention to that. This is going to just be looked at as low information voter. This is not going to look at, oh, they gave us the middle finger. Oh my gosh, why? No, you look like a no information on voter. Or if you don't vote at all, there's a lot of factors that's going to play into why Black people, let's say what he says is a thing. Why did that happen? It's going to be contributed to misinformation or not enough information. That's what it's going to contribute to. No, I doubt that they're going to look at it as like, oh, they did a vote against us because they're fed up with us, which is a thing, yes, but you're going to vote. It's like I'm against gangs in my neighborhood, but I'm going to vote for the gangster that wants to expand the gang into my neighborhood because the person that said he was going to do it didn't do it. But I'm going to vote for the actual gangster that's going to say, hey, I'm going to put more gangs in the street. There's going to be my gangs and other gangs. They're going to put more gangs in the street. Okay, I'm going to go with you. Versus the person that said going to get rid of all the gangs. You weren't able to get rid of all the gangs. So let me go to the person that said they're going to expand gangs. That's their rationale. But I don't think that's most Black people's rationale. I think Black people just don't understand what's at stake in this particular election.
Is there like a I guess I don't understand why like you're leading people that right, or I feel that way.
Now how? Because I've never told people to vote for Trump. And I'm not voting for Trump. I'm not voting for anybody. So where did you hear me say or tell people?
He says he never told people not to vote for Trump. He says he's not voting for anybody. Okay. But the reason why this brother is saying what he is saying, because if you follow Tariq and you go on Tariq's Twitter, or right now we just keep it to YouTube, right? And you catch his lives and or you go on his page, you're gonna be like, now wait a minute, what's going on here? Okay, let's say for some reason you don't even go to let me share it. You don't even look at all of his lives from beginning to end, and you're just going basically on his page, and you see a video here, you see a video there. You would get the consensus that he is pro MAGA here, right? This is what just pulls up in the beginning. Tariq Nasheed, do we need more real FBA voices, right? Has Kamala Harris looking like that. Chills attack FBA Janet Jackson. You know what that situation is about, right? Can Kamala cackle her way through her campaign, right? Kamala supporter is scared he will get deported if. Well, that's an upcoming thing, right? So let's go to videos, right? We did the whole cackle. We did that. What else? What other political thing he has besides him being anti-Black? doing this AI anti-black stuff. Can people who fled their homelands be critical of FBAs? He has Joy Reid compared a proposed abortion ban to the Fugitive Slave Act. So he's against that. So, he got Joy Reid. He's criticizing that. So far, I don't see anything criticizing Republicans. I don't see anything criticizing Republicans. Right? Here, this is latest, so he's in defense mode here for everything that's down over here. Right? What else do we have? It says U.S. Rep. Byron Donalds doubles down on not supporting reparations, so that doesn't matter. He's going to go in Byron Donalds because Donalds is Jamaican, so that's the angle right there, right? So again, here's another one. It says, are Kamala's poll numbers struggling? Right, more anti-black CGI stuff. Right, so you can see that he's critical of Kamala. Undercover Democrat shield calls in to lie about Kamala's record. See, things like that. New York Governor Mark Robinson's freaky leaks. Right, but he's not gonna talk against him politically. That's just entertainment. Right, Bush meat. Look, so we can see pretty much where he stands. See, again, more Kamala stuff. Was Kamala being fed answers? There's nothing here to show us that he's bipartisan. He's completely partisan. So when people check him, now he has to do a defensive thing because Taharka Bay and everyone else is pretty much calling him out. Right. So I just wanted to share you guys that so we could understand why he's being questioned. Right. But again, he does a very, very bad job of playing defense, of just being, I'm sure I don't care either way. He's absolutely lying. Why he's in the basement telling lies with his white mother-in-law knocking on the door. Wanted to take him to Chuck E. Cheese. You going to Chuck E. Cheese, Tariq? You know what I'm saying? So let me play this back.
Tell people to vote for Trump.
No, I feel like you lead people in that direction. Like just because your
I despise Kamala more than I despise Trump. I do.
Ooh, so he's honest. So again, he don't tell people to vote either way or anything like that. He's completely biased, but then he reveals himself, then he double talks and say, oh, but I hate Kamala more than I hate Trump. So this is one thing that Branden and Tariq has in common. They're both coons and they both love white supremacy, right? So let's hear Tariq's explanation.
And there's a reason why. That's not leading anybody to Trump. I mean, people can vote whoever they want to vote for.
No, but you're the leader of FBA. So if you say, I hate Kamala more than Trump, your mindless FBA moronic minions is going to keep on doing it.
But when they try to sit here and put and this ain't just about Trump, it's about left and right, the left wing and the right wing, and
he's gonna lie. He just like, how many? I hate Kamala more than Trump. Then he's gonna say, oh, it's not about just left wing and the right wing, it's about both. No, like what? He's all over the place.
I've always said this, even outside of Trump or Kamala, the Democrats will only talk about racism when they can point to Republicans. And I got a problem with that.
That's not true. Now, maybe you guys could help me out in the comments. He said that the only time when the Democrats talk about racism is when they can point to Republicans. That is a lie. I could say that's very pervasive and very normal on the Republican side, because the Republicans are vehemently more racist than the Democrats by far, right? So it's going to get pointed out, like during debate, Trump tells way more lies, so he's going to get fact checked way more, right? Not saying that Kamala Harris didn't tell lies. I did a live about that. Don't tell more lies, or not like she doesn't lie at all, or messes, or how should I put it? Be a little bit dishonest with the truth, or don't have her facts, right? And that needs to be corrected. If Kamala told about, like, represented certain situations very badly, or lied on a particular situation like 3 times, Trump told like 9 lies. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, guys. Let me know the last time I knew a Republican that said something racist. Right? Was in my home state. Maybe I'm in a bubble. Maybe you guys can let me know. Was on Kathleen Hochul, when the kids in the Bronx needed laptops, and she said, yes, they need laptops. Now this is liberal racism, where they actually think that they're not being racist while being racist, versus the Republicans that know they're being racist and don't care that they're being racist. Those are the two different things. She says, well, yeah, kids in the Bronx, they don't have, schools don't have a lot of resources like laptops. They need more laptops because black kids in the Bronx don't know what a laptop is. That was racist. I'm like, what? Black kids in the Bronx don't know what a laptop is? Like, are you serious? And she got shit for it. She got in a lot of shit for it. Right? This is the governor that replaced Cuomo here in New York, and she got a lot of shit for it. To me, that wasn't swept under the rug. I'm pretty sure there's other instances, but nothing close to what Republicans racism is, which is vehemently racist, especially when it's coming from Donald Trump, who has a track record for over 30 years of racism. So he's being disingenuous.
They never call out their own racism. And that's a trick bag that we got to stop falling for, because the media is basically very liberal. They practice the same anti-black racism, but the only time they will acknowledge anything is racist is if they can say, well, the Republicans are co-signing it, or it's Trump, or it's George Bush, or it was Ronald Reagan. They put all of the racism on the Republicans. And I'm like, no, we got to talk about your damn racism. You're not going to talk about white supremacist groups that's affiliated with the right, when Joe Biden's mentor, Robert Byrd, was a Klan member. He was a leader in the Ku Klux Klan. This was Biden's mentor. We're not going to play that game. We're not going to talk about how, and
yes, and that is true. And the fact that we know that was not even a secret, right? So he's saying like it's some secret, because Joe Biden based himself on being bipartisan. And I'm just gonna cut to the chase, and that's how we're going to get into busing, which affected Kamala Harris, and we're going to get into the crime bill, which was a bipartisan bill, which was Republicans and Democrats were on board with that, because it was something that pretty much happened during the Reagan administration. The Reagan administration probably set the groundwork with the whole drugs and the war on drugs, and by the time it gets to the Clinton administration, right? You have all drugs and crime and all things happen. Then you needed a crime bill for that. So Republicans set the stage for all this. You want to blame Joe Biden for it as a part of it? Fine, but no party is blameless when it comes to this.
And I can talk about this because I'm out here in these streets dealing with
you are out here in the basement like Big Tigger. Like, you are not in no goddamn streets. If you're in the streets, you're in the streets covertly. You in the streets covertly with Latino bodyguards. Like, get out of my face. I'm in these streets.
The aftermath of what happens to people under these democratic cities. Many of the murders that we've had of Black people unjust.
Again, another Republican talking point in these democratic cities. When you got places like Memphis, Tennessee, you got a lot of blue states that have high crime. But again, a Republican talking point. And again, he's supposed to be bipartisan, but his rhetoric is just strictly partisan politics. And these Democrats and the 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 Democrats. But I ain't saying not to vote for Trump. We all know what the law of opposites is. If you say, hey, I like wearing white clothes, white hat, white shirt, white shoes, white this, white, I'm gonna automatically know that, okay, he doesn't want to wear black shoes, black clothes, black shirt, black hat. It's the law of opposites.
Unjustly by race soldiers. These happen in democratic cities. Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin, Freddie Gray. These were Democrat cities where this stuff was happening, and we had to go out here dealing with the Democrat.
So Trayvon Martin, that's a Republican state. They had the black guy. What was that guy in Georgia? Oh my gosh, there was a guy in Georgia. I forgot. Oh man, I forgot that incident. And they had another guy who was an open carry. I think it was Texas, where the guy was like just starting shit with him, and the guy just pulled the gun out and just shot him dead in front of his wife. There's many instances. He is a Republican shield. He's COINTELPRO. That, you know how many Republicans say, but these Democratic cities are the Democrats and the like Republican states are the most safest state to ever be in.
The Democrat mayor, the Democrat chief of police, and then we had to deal with the Democrat DOJ, Democrat president. So they sit here and allow this stuff to happen. George Floyd, all of that was Democrat, under the Democrats.
So he's blaming Democratic cities, which was mostly ran by progressive liberals and Democrats, blaming them that he's basically saying literally they put white supremacist cops in order to kill Black people. This guy's a fucking moron.
So they allow these racial attacks to happen to us and don't do anything about it. They do not give us a crime bill. They do not really punish race soldiers on a federal level for harming us. So you're not going to sit up here and point the
Yes, I can sit here and point the finger because that's what it is across the board. So Trayvon Martin was a tragedy. Tamir Rice was in a Republican state, if I'm not sure, and that was like far as like the youngest kid to be shot down like that, right? This is something that happened across the board as far as like police reform, right? So him saying again, so George Floyd didn't get murdered, didn't get away with it. Derek Chauvin is in prison right now. So what the fuck is he talking about? You know what I'm saying? It's like the ones that got away will be like your George Zimmermans, right? People like that with the guy that shot Sandra Macy, right? Republican city, right? Is it a Republican city? I'm not sure. Sandra Macy, that guy is not getting away with it, even though Trump wants to give him qualified immunity. You're a boy.
Point the finger at the right wingers for being racist, and you're doing the same thing. So that's my thing. The racists pointing the finger at racists is going to have to be all the way around. So it's not directing anybody towards any political party, but you're not just going to dump it on Trump. Just like with the whole, what you mentioned, you're like, well, Trump had said this and Trump had tweeted that. Okay, that's fine. My thing is policy, because see, what happens is the left will tell you, well, Trump said these bad things and he did this and said, but Trump has not put together policies that harm black people. The Democrats have. Kamala Harris has a long record of locking black people up. They try to lie about that shit now.
And this is where we'll bring in our brother Bakari after Tariq Nasheed told that nasty lie. What's up, brother Bakari?
What's going on, my good brother Kofi? How you doing? Peace to the chat. What's going on?
I'm doing good, doing good.
Hey, look, Missouri is a Republican state. That where Mike Brown was killed. You can look these governors up. Missouri, Georgia was a Republican state. I live here. Rayshard Brooks, Ahmad Miller. But you had a Republican MAGA president who said, "Let's just shoot the people for protesting."
Yep, Black Lives Matter
A murder of a black man, right? So what kills me, I'm gonna tell you what's worse than them, and I'm gonna be honest with you. This shows the how black people don't use their brain. I'm trying to say it in a nice way because I don't want to just how a lot of black people just dumb. I'm just gonna be honest. Let me just be straightforward. Because these people, if you listen to some of the stuff that Blagger say, Blagger is the new cult. We rewind back when he said something about policy, and he said, well, you know, people would tell you Trump said this and Trump said that. Well, okay, but he hasn't created any policy. But what they do is the same thing he do. They skate over. They'll just skip over everything that he has said. Like, you can talk about policy all you want. This dude is literally calling for black people to be hurt or killed. He said the cities that's out of control, Atlanta, high black population.
Yep.
Philly, high black population. Chicago, black population. It's not majority black, but a black population. Detroit, high black population. Those cities are controlled. All they need is one day, or he basically calling for the purge.
Yeah. He asked for the purge just one day.
Yeah, just one day. And then he called the one guy name. And we put him out there, man. When if he can get out there, maybe just 1 hour, what he do to him, I promise you it will all stop. They will forget about all of that. Because I'm telling you, the Blagger cult is an offshoot of the MAGA cult.
Yep.
And you find some of these people
the FBA cult too. I'm trying to pair the FBA and MAGA. They have the same talking points as far as immigration. I've been in chats with them, and the reason why they saying Trump all the way, because Trump is going to do a mass deportation. So there's like, you know what? I'm a one issue voter. That's all that I need to hear.
And this is the thing. Now, most of these people I realize ain't gonna vote. But right, I say, who is Trump talking about deporting? Man, they gonna get black folks, and I want you to understand, y'all look just like a Haitian. So when they get you and they deport your ass to Haiti,
no, not Haiti. Trump said he's gonna get all of them, and they're going back to Venezuela. On my last chat, I did during the speech. He was like, "Yeah, we need to get them the hell." When they were saying he was calling the Haitians cannibals, he was like, "I'm gonna go to Springfield, Ohio. I may not make it back. Who knows? But I gotta do what I gotta do." And he said, "But yeah, we need to get rid of them and send them back to Venezuela." I'm like, wait. Why would you send Haitian migrants to Venezuela? That makes no sense. I don't think he knows that Haitians are from Haiti.
You know, it make all the sense if you want them killed, and then the blood's not on your hand. You feel me?
Yeah.
So then the blood is not. He's very dumb, but these people, they act like they have mental problems. They really truly act. I have never seen so many people that say they're pro-black that have their lips stuck to some white boy ass who can literally tell you how much he hate black people, and they make excuses for him.
Yep. It's amazing.
So in the process of this right here, in the process of this election, since Kamala became the Democratic nominee, I have realized actually who the type of people I can deal with. I'm talking about if the shit hit the fan, pardon my French on your panel. If
Nah, go ahead.
if the ish hit the fan, most of these people that's been on YouTube talking about they're pro-black, I can't depend on them for nothing.
Nope.
I can't depend on them for nothing. Every talking, all you have to do is just listen to them. Every talking point they have is MAGA talking point, and the reason they have MAGA talking point is because of the people they listen to. They never look up anything themselves. To show you how crazy they are, all these folks been running around screaming reparations, 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 to show you their stupidity. To show you their stupidity. Trump can use Kamala support reparations as a knock against Kamala Harris.
Yep.
In those people, well, reparations, you need more. What about all these immigrants? What immigrants?
But that's their whole thing. Their whole thing is well, the Democrats take us for granted. I'm gonna be like an asshole and go to the racists don't like my black ass just to show the Democrats something. But your boy said that I ain't doing shit. Kamala says she's gonna do this.
Yep.
And it's gonna be taxpayers. And I had some fool on my, because I got a Facebook group called what Negroes Say, Do, and Think. And one of the dudes said, "Look at this shit here. Taxpayers, this is what we're gonna get. We're gonna get a study, and taxpayers gotta pay for it." Okay, you don't like that? What are Republicans gonna do? Nothing. He don't say nothing. He don't respond, because I don't understand what is so hard. You know that the Democrats want you to vote for them. What is so hard after election season is over, keeping that foot in their ass so they could do something for you? That's what I don't understand. Where is the fight for the next 4 years? No one has it, and I don't understand why. That's what really like bothers me. I understand the problem. I understand the hurt. I understand you being neglected and looked over. I get it. I understand the frustration. But why are you putting all that frustration in for 4 years, and then you just have all this frustration that's pumped up for 4 years, and you do something as retarded as, I'm going to go to the person who hates me, and I have to dehumanize myself in order to be in his grace. Like, how does that get you what you want?
But the one thing that I've realized, Kofi, if you listen to all of these people, they're not trying to fight white people. 98% of these people scared. When they talk all that shit about Democrats, pardon my friend, it's gonna it's gonna always come back to, yeah, Democrats been using us. Look at our people been voting Democrats since the 1960s. What they are trying to do, they are trying to prove that they are smarter than black people in the 60s. That's literally their goal. They don't have that's their goal. So then I said, let's say you're smarter, but you damn sure ain't tougher. What are you all willing to boycott? All of them do all that talk. I said, well, listen, we want to take our community. Don't go to none of them stores in your community. You know, when you find out what they about, everybody, well, man, you know, we need to be convenience. We can't just be going all over the place trying to find a black. I said, well, don't talk. Well, stop talking about what you want then.
We're talking about black people here, they had to walk to work. Walk. You see what happened during 9/11 over here? They had people that had to like walk from the city all the way to their homes. We're talking about some people had to walk like 3-4 miles. Black people back then were like, okay, I'll walk to Miss Ann's house. If I gotta walk 2 miles, I'm walking 2 miles. We got a carpool. I guess we're gonna carpool. Bus boycott. What do y'all do? Y'all carpooled or y'all walked?
Yep. But everybody today who want to prove they're smarter than black, because I've never seen people to do what they do. Those same people constantly take crap on black people. The civil rights generation ain't did nothing. I'm like, everything. I say everything y'all do, you got it because of the people from the civil rights generation. If you want to know the truth, I say y'all hate black colleges. You feel black kids should go to white colleges. If it wasn't for the civil rights generation, you wouldn't be allowed to go to that white college. I say everything. The only people they truly fighting, and this is why I said in that thing, they're white arrogance. The only thing they are truly fighting is black people. Now let me tell you another lie they say about Trump. Trump had me fooled.
Do that real quick, and I want to let this sort of go. Finish your point, and I also, after you finish your point, I'm gonna let Ditso go. But one thing I also wanted to make you address, because when we mentioned Kamala Harris about the HBCUs, and I remember I asked you a question during that time, were non-black people allowed to go to HBCUs? You said no. At that time, there was only
they
black
were allowed. They didn't go. Is my point. They were not going. Look, I can call my friend right now and see if he'll want to just come on for a second.
Yeah.
And ask him when he used to go, because I already know. When he used to go to because his brother went to play football at FAMU, late 80s. So, how many white people was on campus? He said, like 2. White people didn't go. The only people that went to HBCUs in the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s was black people.
Yeah.
The reason white people started going, and this is something I know for a fact, because what happened was, in order to start for HBCUs to get some of the funding that they get, they had to become 10% non-black.
Yeah.
So they would reach out and give scholarships so they could get funding.
Yeah, makes sense. Same thing in reverse when you find out a company or a school, anything that's public funding, like, hey, look, you guys don't have a lot of things. You're not representative of the people that are there. You don't have any black people, and that's where you got affirmative action. So HBCU saying is affirmative action in reverse, because it is funded by the government.
Exactly. So that's when they started going. So for Kamala to choose a HBCU to go to in the 80s, let you know what she related to. And it's just that simple.
Yeah.
But you can let her you say you're gonna let DeSoto. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, what's up, DeSoto? You're on mute.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
Hey, man. What's going on?
Been busy here and there and getting my shit done on my side of America.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm just gonna go simple on this. One, the election of the United States that is about to happen and will mark, yes, the next 4 years. And then also in relation with, Canada next year is going to go on federal elections. Mexico just started a new presidency with the Claudia Sheinbaum. So if Trump gets in, the relation with United States to the rest of Latin America is going to be as minimal as possible. Many of us are just not willing to work with yet again a Trump administration, remembering the idiocy and the stupidity they continuously committed in foreign policy, in matters like, for example, migration, which is one of the major subjects there in that sense. Earlier on the show, you were talking about the different guys. You've seen how the simple fact that I exist as an Afro-Indigenous individual of Latin America to the United States citizen is a threat to their identity, to their constructed idea who they are, etc.
Yep.
So it's interesting how that behaves, even to the fact of many of them traveling to Colombia or the DR. That's two of the favorite locations, which are Afro descendancy centers here in the whole continent.
You're also right, because the same FBA on the FBA official, the FBA trade guy, he said he's been to DR. And my point is, like, you talk shit about Dominicans and Afro Latinos and other black people in the diaspora, and America's so great, Why are you going there to vacation? Why don't you go to Montana? Why don't you go to California? Why don't you go to Florida? Well, like they're so hypocritical. I just wanted to mention that and you're so right.
Because I'm going to answer that. Because in following what Bakari was saying, to many U.S. Afro descendancy or Afro U.S. residents, aka Afro Americans of the United States, one, they have been misguided in regards to the history of the Atlantic slave trade. They have been manipulated to believe that they were the only slaves here in the Western Hemisphere. B, the idea of foundational Black Americans only focus in the United States in context of the history.
Hold on. I'm gonna have to stop. You need to clarify that for those. So when you say that they believe that they're the only slaves here in the United States or in the Americas, it could be all of the Americas.
Yeah.
What are you talking about specifically, real fast?
Well, one, majority of slaves that were brought here through the Atlantic slave trade were delivered between the Caribbean, Mexico, Central America, and South America.
Correct.
Major focuses you will see are locations like Jamaica, Barbados, Curacao, the minor side of the Caribbean, St. Virgin Islands, San Martinique, etc. And then we see areas like Brazil was one of the major hubs where over two.
So what I'm trying to say, besides the African diaspora, right? Who else wasn't from African descent that were also slaves? Because you did say that they believe that they're the only ones that were slaves. Are you saying that there were other slaves of African descent besides in America, or there were other slaves that was not indigenous to Africa in North America?
Okay, so let's be clear on this sense. When I speak of America, I do not speak exclusively or uniquely about United States. I speak about the whole continent, from Argentina up to Canada plus the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Second, the majority of slaves of the Atlantic slave trade, and those of us who have African descendancy from that era, are in Latin America, not in the United States. Currently, the United States has a population of 47 million of African descendancy, while in Latin America, more than doubles that. It's about 150 million. Divided.
Are you saying there? So again, are you saying that there were people that were sick? Because I'll stop the cat and mouse scene. When you say that, what that means to me, if we're talking about the Americas, from the tip of Canada all the way down to Chile, right?
Argentina.
Yeah. And when you say that, what that tells me is that there were, before the transatlantic slave trade was in full swing, there was also native people here that were slaves that also died out, which was actually happened. And then the transatlantic slave trade got on the way to replace those natives that died out, that the Europeans died out. So when you tell me that, I'm like, yeah, that's absolutely right. That's how the history that I know, that's what actually happened, right? Because they try to work the Native American. They went to Hispaniola, did the same thing. They try to work them they pretty much worked them to death. And whoever was left over. Then they brought in the Africans, and those Africans took those positions because, we had immunity to their diseases and smallpox, and we were able to work under crops that, like sugarcane. White men don't know what the hell sugarcane is, you know what I'm saying? And certain crops, we knew what it was and we could cultivate. So when you say that, is that what you mean by two different types of slavery happening in Americas?
So I think it's important to establish two historical facts. The natives that were captured and taken as to slavery did not die out. Many of them were able or successfully launching counter measures, counter attacks. Some of them, examples of Pablo Presber in Costa Rica, the Bacamaru, and so many other examples. Had
my country as well in Guyana.
Guyana. They were successful in fighting off European in some occasions, in others not so successful. So when the Atlantic slave trade that pretty much kicked off 1492, if you're using Gregorian calendar, or 11,492 if you're using Halcyon calendar, pretty much what it did is that it added into the manpower that was captured by the Europeans here. So when the Afro-descendancy started coming in, and we see that a lot in the Caribbean, we see that a lot in modern-day Central America as well as Mexico, many of the slaves were deposited in or near indigenous areas. So an admixture started happening in various circumstances in that sense.
You can't tell FBA that. FBA said they were the indigenous people. They'll use what you're saying and twist it. Yeah. They were indigenous people here that look like us, but most of the people in the transatlantic slave trade went to the Caribbean. They went to the Caribbean. You have some in Mexico and in South America, but we were already here and we did admixture. That's their twisted narrative of it, which is, again,
that's completely wrong. It's completely absurd.
And I know, and see the thing, I have this conversation with other people from the Caribbean that they should know better, but they kind of get caught up in the colorism thing. I'm like, look, if you're saying someone like you did so, they'll say someone like you did so. Yeah, you're not a real native because you're not as dark as Wesley Snipes. And I said, respectfully, you sound stupid because, and I go on one of my Facebook, I said my nanny growing up, right? Because my parents were police and, they needed help. They hired a nanny for me and my sister. She is an Amerindian woman. I showed him the picture. If my nanny Joanne was to say, hey, look, this is my brother. Okay. Hi, I will believe you because you guys got the same phenotype. It's exactly the same. And I showed him a picture. So you saying this woman is fake? You cannot say this woman is fake because she doesn't fit your ideology of what a Native American is. Like, you guys look at hidden colors too much. You take what Ivan Van Sertima said too literally. Yeah. So I just wanted to preface that to the people.
Yeah. We can, another big problem with the North American United States Afro-descendants is that, let's be real, the categorization of people in the United States is obsolete, is absurd, is pseudoscientific. It has no basis on reality. It confabulates this outdated idea of race with ethnicity. That it's two completely different views in that sense. Well, and we see this in the United States in its history. While it is okay and it's encouraged for the white man to say, and let's look at this. I'm a Irish American. I'm a German American. I am a Spanish American. I am a French American. I am a British American, Italian American. Look at that from the get-go, how the concept of having a heritage of European descent is and has been for the past 248 years, has been seen in the United States as a positive and a promoted form of identity. But if you say I'm a Mexican American or I am a which is an oxymoron in itself.
It is an oxymoron
in itself.
Yeah.
Versus saying I'm an Italian American, that is not an oxymoron. But saying I'm a Mexican American, that is an oxymoron. But
Yeah.
anyhow, or saying any place of the Caribbean or any place of South America or Central America, then that is seen as negative. That is seen as something that has to be eliminated. Therefore, the pressures of assimilation, especially for those who have migrated. Look, you have no idea for the past 25 years the conversations I've had with second or third generation U.S. residents, U.S. born individuals who are of Latin American heritage, whose parents migrated towards United States. And those conversations go in the line like, we're not Hispanics, we're not Latinos. If you want to use the correct term, we're America Latina.
So what would they consider themselves if they say that
confused,
they're not Hispanic, not Latino?
Confused? No, that's me. I'm the one correcting them.
Yeah.
Saying, yeah.
So what would they consider themselves?
Confused.
Because see,
other than completely
and I kind of
confused.
want to play the rest of the videos not that much because I guess what you're experiencing is what FBA is experiencing. They think because they have a very small worldview, people who call themselves FBAs, they think that blackness is synonymous to Black Americans and there's no other version of Black, which is hypocritical and it changes. Because if you say, hey, look, Kamala Harris is a brown and Black woman, she not Black. But Tiger Woods, which is Black and Filipino, I think, or Korean, oh, they going out their way to claim him. I'm like, wait, what? That makes no sense. Oh, what about Diana Ellis Ross? She's white, white Jewish, and she's Black. Oh, she's Black. Okay. And she is Black to me. She carries herself as a Black woman. Drake never was not raised Black at all. He just has a Black father, had a bar mitzvah, has Jewish custom, says nigga all day. Oh, he black. So to hold Black Americans, even people that don't call themselves FBA, the whole Black Americans to a standard of what is Black is you can't, because they have no standard. Their standard is how they feel, has to do with feelings. You know what I'm saying? So I know there's different versions, like Bob Marley. Bob Marley is also Black. He's fine. Too. Alicia Keys. Oh yeah. She's 100% Black. Yeah, she's 100% Black. But Kamala Harris isn't. Kamala Harris is Blacker than Alicia Keys. You know what I'm saying? It's a brown woman and a Black Jamaican man who came into this country. Because according to the FBA, they're undermining. Oh, these tethers of these immigrants are undermining Black society. Even though Black Americans never had a welcome mat to welcome in Black immigrants, but that's a different conversation. But these people came, understood what white supremacy was during the time they came, and they were a part of the civil rights era. So these aren't people that didn't know who they were, or what they were, or what their place was in the United States, right? So I just find it very, very odd. But let me finish playing this out. And
next time ask him, and you're gonna lose them on this one. If Sandra Mason is a Afro-descendancy, they don't even know who Sandra Mason is.
Next time, but again, you've been in me in these conversations with these morons. That you cannot have a conversation with them because their mind is so limited and just locked in. So you really have to talk to them like a third grader to like really dumb things down. Because when you talk to them, you're coming. They don't value your perspective. Like something has to happen so it bites them in the face. Like in the beginning, when I'm not gonna say what the show is, they're saying, okay, Blackness is only is a Black American thing, and then in the same time they come months later, oh, they call Haitians niggas. Like, no, so why are you upset about that? You know what I'm saying? According to you, white supremacy doesn't call Haitian niggas. You guys say, oh, you always deal with white supremacy all the time. You're the best one who knows white supremacy. But here you are being proven wrong by the immigrant and the tether telling you that you don't understand what white supremacy is. And they can't say anything.
You know, one way I would break that is simply, and I'm going to do it next time. I'm going to force the person to define the term American, to please indicate when is the first time the term America was utilized by the Europeans, to what landmass they were referring on that first time. By the time the 13 colonies of the United States declared independence, fought the 8 years of War of Independence, why did they choose the term United States of America? And what is that name referring to? What are the four words referring to?
I mean, that's a good question, but you have to, I don't know where you're going with that, but I will link that. So I would pretty much say, if this is, they'll just pretty much say, we built this country, we built the 13 colonies, which is true. But I said they built the 13. They gave me pushback, and I'm gonna play the rest after. This is not that much I have to play.
Hey,
But
Kobe, before you do that,
yeah,
I'm gonna listen offline. I got to get up at 4 a.m. I just
all
wanted
right,
to
man.
come over and holler at you, my brother, but I'm gonna keep listening though.
All right.
In peace,
Thanks,
in
brother.
peace to you. I can't say your name. I say DeSoto, but I don't think that's it.
Yeah, Ditso.
Dito. Okay.
Ditso.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna listen
All right,
offline.
brother.
All right.
Yeah. So, and they're gonna say they built, and they gave me slack for that, for saying, well, I was like, whoa. You built the foundation of this country, which was the 13 colonies. You did not build the country as a whole, and they lost their shit. I'm like, wait. How? Wait. So wait, and I'm like, wait. You saying you built all the United States? So did you build the Golden Gate Bridge? Just black people build the Golden Gate Bridge? Did black people just build all of Texas? Did black people build all of California and Hawaii and Alaska? Oh, disrespectful.
Coffee.
No,
Can I give you a weapon right there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go step by step. Very simple. I know you want to finish this video, but let's use this real quickly. One, they say we built this country. First, that United States did not abolish slavery at the 1784 Constitution. After the 8 years of War of Independence, why didn't they? Versus what was happening in Haiti, Mexico, Central America, South America, and those areas of the Caribbean, where as soon as they became independent, one of the first things they did constitutionally was abolish slavery.
Yeah.
Second, if you're going to lose him on that question, and then the second aspect is why is it that United States, 90 years after its inception, went to a civil war?
Well, they will answer. They will know that. They will know that is due will be over slavery, unless you're like a diehard conservative that denies that slavery, that the Civil War is about slavery. Usually the diehard ones say, "Oh, it's not about slavery; it's about states' rights." And you say, "Okay, states' rights to do what?"
Exactly. But here's the point, and there's another element you can throw in. You can ask, why is it that between 1853 and 1857, William Walker, a lawyer of Tennessee, with organized militias of the United States, went to invade Mexico illegally, got his ass handed, then went to Honduras, Nicaragua, became president of Nicaragua? How do you explain a U.S. citizen becoming president of a recently independent Nicaragua? And his first action in Nicaragua was to abolish the abolishment of slavery.
You're gonna stump them the same way when I say there were African Americans that went to Canada. The same way you were stunned by saying they had Haitians that established Illinois, right? You're gonna stump because their whole thing is that we're one big super Negro, right? And we're better than all the other black people due to our proximity to white people. Right, basically they're saying white people make them better. So I mean, I had them because I'm saying if they say okay, you're saying you're not African, you're saying you're American, and you're a different type of breed of a black person. What makes you more different than someone from Jamaica or Brazil? Your geographical location. So, and your geographical location and where you are in your history, you're more tied in to white supremacy, picking up white culture. Again, there are lots of remnants of African culture that Black Americans have, but is not as prominent as it would be in Brazil and in the Caribbeans. So by them rejecting that, and because they don't accept that, by them rejecting that, they're rejecting proximity to white supremacy through proximity.
Do you remember one of the panels we were at, and then I don't remember who it was, but I started calling him Gringo.
Yeah.
And that broke him. That broke him like never.
I was called Gringo too. I'm a Gringo too. Mm-hmm. I'm a Gringo too. They don't even know what Gringo means. They don't even know what.
But in the context we were fighting, I utilized the term Gringo based off his mentality. So I just told him.
And you did say that. Mm-hmm. And I said you did say it's just your mentality.
Mm-hmm. And they got broken. That's when they started calling me everything they could in the book.
Yeah, but see, it's the same thing. Like, well, my brother-in-law, he's smart, but he didn't realize a term, and he was like, "Man, because we're family." He was like, "Man, there's one thing I don't like about you Caribbean people. Sometimes y'all try to throw shade on us sometime by calling us Yankees," and I was like, "Brian, like for real?" He was like, "Yeah. I mean, come on, it's all love, but yo, not y'all, but some Caribbean people be doing that." I'm like, Brian, Yankee is not a Caribbean term. Yankee, which to me is equivalent to Gringo, is an English term. If you are in Jamaica, Bahamas, Barbados, or anywhere, and you talk about anybody from North America, there's a Yankee. Right? I said, even in America, they use that term, Yankees. There's a baseball team called what? The Yankees. And it's not coincidental. It's not coincident that they're called Yankees, the New York Yankees. Anybody north of the Mason-Dixon line, for those of you who don't know what the Mason-Dixon line is, that is Virginia. Anything above the Mason-Dixon lines are called Yanks. The Confederacy and the Southerners call the Northerners Yankees. Right? Because they're other. Because, you're North, you're not like us. We're the South. We kind of have like a different culture, even though we're in the same country. Right? So, to me, Gringo, like my wife, again, my wife is Panamanian, right? If I go to other Panamanian people or other Hispanic speaking people, I remember I was living in Florida, taking my daughter to daycare. Her cousin knew the person ran the daycare. It was I don't know what country she was from, but her cousin he speaks Spanish. He had to learn English. He fluently speaks Spanish. He had to learn English. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I know you were coming." And you saying, her Gringo cousin is coming over," and we just started laughing. I didn't take offense because I know because I am not of your culture initially because I don't speak Spanish. We're just different culture. It's not a slight against you, especially in the context how she puts it.
Can I give you another maybe unsolicited advice?
Yeah,
it is one of the hardest things to do, and it's not your fault, but at the same time, it's an element that it's important for you to start changing the terminologies like Hispanic or like Hispanic or the term nigger, etc. I would recommend to start catching yourself and saying, okay, wait, the people in Latin America or America Latina, majority of them do not associate or are even close to the idea of what Hispanic is. The only very few people that use the term Hispanic as an identity are those who are sons and daughters of migrants who are U.S. residents and who may have, because of the wrong categorization in the United States.
I apologize for that because I remember.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying I'm offended. I'm just the thing is, I think that if I can help you really find,
so hold on. So let me understand. So is it a derogatory term or a term that's just a misnomer?
It's both. It can be used as both. It's a misnomer. At the same time, it has derogatory terms. And look at this. Why is it that the North Americans call us either just shortened Latino or Hispanic?
And it always confused me. I thought it was just a different designation.
No, because they do not want to recognize our Americanness.
Okay. So
the way of changing the fact that Latin Americans are Americans, in that social aspect, is fabricating this short terms.
So let me ask a question real quick, and I'm gonna play the video. So do people from Mexico and people from Chile, they will call themselves Latinos. They will never call themselves Hispanic.
They would call themselves Latinoamericanos.
Okay.
Or America Latina. When we're referring to the whole context of all the nations here. So here is simple. We utilize our nation's name first. Then we use our regional name, which in my case is Central America or Mesoamerica or South America. But in more focus in South America, they may say I'm an Andino, I'm a Southern Cone, I'm a Para, I'm a Chibcha, etc. So they can use a combination of the nationality with internal regional terminology. But then all of us, we recognize that from Mexico down to Argentina plus the Caribbean, we're all Latin American. And we recognize that the Caribbean has its own mini set, which is you are part of Latin America, but you're also this concept of Caribbean. We recognize that distinction.
All right, thanks. All right, so let me just play the rest out. You can hang in the back if you want.
Yeah, I'll hang up in the back. I'll watch offline.
Out here.
Okay, no problem.
And sat here cackling about it. Biden, his crime bill locked black folks up. They did horrible things policy-wise to black people. You're not going to wiggle out of that and point your damn finger at Trump because he said some goofball shit. I'm looking at policy. See, I want black folks to start looking in terms of business. Who's doing good business or bad business? Forget about people view.
With America,
go ahead.
With America being sort of the oligarchy that it is.
So you can see him. He's saying Biden the crime bill. I told you that's always the thing. That's the script. Again, no one's gonna tell me if Trump wasn't in office, he wouldn't decide. He wouldn't decide with the Republicans and saying with the Republicans, hey, yeah, crime bill. Sure, of course. Remember, this is around the time. Well, a little bit further in the future, but not too far from when Trump was talking about the Central Park 5. New York doesn't have the death penalty, but he said they need to be put to death because they were guilty. And even afterwards, they were exonerated. They became the exonerated 5. And due to the person confessing to the crime and also that being backed up with DNA evidence that it was not them because it was a rape of a woman, and they tested the DNA and it was not either 5 of them, and it was actually the guy that confessed. Trump still said that they're guilty and they still should be put to death. But this is their guy.
It is, and basically, in order to get any policy passed, you need lobbies, and I guess that would either.
I'm glad he said that. To get policy passed, you need lobbies. You're going to hear Tariq Nasheed's stupid ass answer, right? So, which goes to my whole point. He doesn't know what's at stake here. It's not fear mongering. It's just me reporting what Trump said. If you don't believe what someone's telling you who they are, what they are, what they want to do, you could take that chance. I'm not taking that chance with this person's track record and everything they said, and they're doubling down on it. So all that policy getting trying to get something on the floor for it to be passed, to get a bill passed, all the mechanisms of government and how things work is not going to mean shit. So I'm glad he said that, and that's why him not voting is stupid.
Either have to Black people as a collective try to get a lobby to get policy passed, because I guess, just saying shit ain't working or hasn't worked, or we need the Black higher ups to put some money somewhere. And I've seen when Diddy make his little fake party, and I feel like they half-ass it too. But I think as a collective, if we really want to get something, we got to get in the lobby game.
And he's absolutely right. This is how things get passed. You have AIPAC, right? You got it's money, right? You got AIPAC, right? You have people that put these super PACs together. They give these donations to these senators, these mayors, these politicians, in order to do what they want. What they want to do.
Well, the thing is, that's another thing that the Democrats tell us. See, they tell us I call that jump through hoopisms.
Nah, stupid ass nigga. That is politics. That is politics. No, you think NRA just says, "Hey, I don't want these measures going for background checks. Just do it. I'm white and I say so. NRA says no. They give them money. The oil. My God, man, I can't stand them cars, man. Sorry about that. Freaking faggots, man. Anyway, when all the fossil fuel companies, like, hey, and when they want things to be passed and all these bills to be passed, and they want the EPA to look the other way, you think they just ask them? No, they give them money. Like, what Tariq Nasheed is an idiot. He does not know what he's talking about. No politician just what's supposed to do things for the constituent. No politician just does things just because we said so. Okay, why? Well, we're your constituents. Okay, picking up the pen. Why should I do it now? Because the moral thing to do. Pen drop. All right, nigga. All right, yeah. Thanks for your vote. If they're not gonna do it, this is how you make them do it.
They tell Black people, particularly the foundational Black Americans, well, if you want something from us, well, you're going to have to form a plebiscite. You're going to have to form a lobby. Then you're going to have to form a super PAC. Then you're going to have to meet with the state representative. And then you're going to have to meet with their cousins. They're going to make us do all of this stuff, which is what
Yes, you get a super PAC. You get money. So this is how much full of shit Tariq Nasheed is, how big of a grifter he is. And people always catch him in his lies. Now, he praises Dr. Claude Anderson. All the things he's talking against right now is what Dr. Claude said you have to do. And it was in his Hidden Colors. I remember that. And Dr. Claude has said that off of Hidden Colors. So he's going against what Dr. Claude Anderson says what Black people have to do in order to get political power. As far as like, we're a couple... our spending power is like a couple billion, but it's not put and it's not focused towards to make our lives better in America. And Dr. Claude Anderson says, in order to get politicians in your pocket, this is what you have to do. So he's going against everything that Dr. Claude Anderson says. I hope you guys remember that. He is against Dr. Which is a political economist, is against Dr. Claw's policy for Black America to be successful. He is against it.
Which is what we've been doing in California. They made us jump through the ringer, jump through hoops, doing the whole reparations thing. We're just going in circles, and then at the end of the day, they crashed it out anyway. They just made up some jive-ass excuse. Well, we can't really decide on who's going to get some money, so we're going to have to kill it.
And yeah, it was FBA people who did that, right? So it means you quit. So you even have a super PAC. From my understanding, it was publicly funded, right? You didn't put any money up. It was something that was for the state. You didn't lace Gavin Newsom's pocket. You didn't play the game. So stop lying.
To kill it until next year. So the jump through hoopism, we ain't doing all that. Immigrants don't have to jump through hoops. When a migrant hops over across the border, there's a bag of money waiting on him. This guy who came over.
Again, Tarina, she's a fucking idiot. You cannot compare a migrant to an American citizen. Now, I understand that a migrant, American citizen, should have way more than a migrant, should have way more opportunities at his disposal than a migrant. And you want to have a conversation saying, well, hey, look, they're getting more than us. That's definitely a conversation that we can have politically, and it should not be that way. That I 100% agree with, full stop, right? Me as an American citizen should not have less, should not have, less than a migrant has more. Like that's insane. But you gotta understand international law. All civilized countries, if you have migrants and refugees and people claiming asylum, it's international law as a so-called First Nation that you take care of those people. So them getting money in that manner is different from how a Black American seeking reparations would get money. The two things aren't the same.
Who came over from Venezuela didn't have to get a plebiscite, a lobby, a super PAC, some magic beans. He just had to come across the border, and there's a bag of money waiting on him. Give me that bag of money you gave to. Don't make me jump through no goddamn hoops. That's what we're saying to them.
No, yeah, that is true. I live here in Wisconsin, and a lot of immigrants have came, and they get like free vouchers. They get cars.
And this is why I'm saying, so he's on some white daddy worship right now, Tariq Nasheed. He's on some white daddy worship, and that's why I put in the thumbnail. He has the same. He only has a problem with Black and brown immigrants. Them Canadians to overstay their visa that's here and living here, no problem. But he's mad at the migrants coming over here, and there's a bag waiting for him. You want to get rid of some immigrants? Me as a Pan-African, get rid of the white ones first, right? They overstay their visas, and some of the Hispanic ones, some of them, they're doing the right thing, they're claiming asylum, which is a whole other thing that Republicans blocked, right? A bill, so because you got all these, they complain about because they're staying here in all these hotels. Yes, because your boy Donald Trump blocked the bill where they can have more immigrant judges to process the people more to see, hey, are you going to stay or are you going to go? But all this is an influx and a problem of United States policy, and it's coming back to bite us in our ass. And you have some Black Americans that are because they ain't got shit going on, and they're not being smart politically and economically. The chickens have come home to roost. United States chickens are coming home to roost, Jeremiah, right? And now, like, oh my God, more people, more competition, and now they're complaining.
Get cars, furniture vouchers, 10
All
grand.
day. And they ain't formed now lobby or nothing. They didn't jump through hoops, and I ain't about to jump through no damn hoops. They better break.
That means you're not going to get shit. Because I don't understand how you think white people are going to give you reparations out the kindness of their heart. Get out of here.
head. Thank you so much, brother. Don't let folks do that jump through hoopism shit with y'all, man.
Y'all niggas just be lazy. Don't do nothing. Don't come together to pull your money together to legally bribe these politicians. Nah, you go get your True Religion, get your Michael Cords, get your rims, get all that other shit, and do that, because that's more important.
Don't let them do that. Rolling, they love sending Rolling out there to talk. Y'all stupid ass FBAs. You're talking about y'all want some reparation. First of all, did you form a lobby?
No.
Did you get the super?
No, you didn't form a lobby. You let taxpayer money, right, get that lobby about reparations. That's why you didn't go. You weren't influential. You just crying about it, trying to appease to their sympathy and their humanity. You think you're gonna get out of there. So you did nothing.
Get the super PAC? Did you meet with the Congressional Black Caucus?
And they did meet with the Congressional Black Caucus, which are a bunch of fucking sellouts, right? That I believe that they blocked it. But again, they're grease balls. If you were to hold this 15 grand right here, man. Go in the chamber and do that vote. Gotcha, Mr. Sheed, but he ain't gonna do that. He's more concentrating on grifting, doing a bodega, a bodega hidden history museum, making sure his white mother-in-law is comfortable and his mulatto wife is comfortable while he dumps on 100% black, triple black Africans and Caribbeans. That's what he's more interested into. The money that black people gave him for his hidden struggle museum, he could have easily take some of that money. He has hundreds of thousands of dollars that he said, okay, you know what? Yo, come here. Let me talk to you for a second. Yeah, with some Asians on the reparations board. Yo, Millet, come here, Millet. Tyrone, come here. Josh, come here. Yo, what's going on? What can I do to make this work? Right? You guys got needs. You all have needs. Here, let me write a check. Here's 10 for you, 10 for you, 10 for you. Right? It's political donation to your campaign. You on board. You guys are political. Here is a legal campaign donation, whatever. He could have did that. That's how you play the game. But no, he didn't. He's basically just want FBA to just be lazy beggars.
See, all that running through, jumping through hoop stuff. Damn all that. No. What you start doing is withhold your votes. Let's try a new thing. Let's try a new strategy. Let's withhold your votes and don't vote for the damn Democrats. Let that party crash and burn. Send a message like that. Let them crash and burn. Start sending political messages. Like, no. Not only am I not going to jump through hoops, I'm going to sit still and not vote for your ass.
The political message is give them money like everybody else that gets things done.
Yes. Yeah. And maybe then you'll get the message. All right. Y'all raise your hand if you're ready to get up in here. Raise those hands. All right. Let's get Ben Bacon. Let's get Ben Bacon in the building. What's up, Ben? Hop on, Ben.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's up, Ben? How are you, brother?
Good. How about you?
I'm good, man. How you look like a young old nigga? I can't tell if you're young or old. You look candy bar on a Walmart for the church. How old are you? Just some shit. What's on your brother?
Well, yeah. As far as going back to what that person was saying, as far as like how the Democrats is always pretty much be barking on us about voting for them, but there's like no policies to really have us really want to jump to vote.
All right, I'm done. I think I took enough Republican FBA ignorance for one day. But again, guys, that's pretty much what I wanted to show you, that it's FBA, Black MAGA, or like our brother Bakari like to say, Blaga. All these people, all the Tariq Nasheed, Branden, they have a white messiah hero complex where they get all their talking points. They get all, and the thing about it, if they were just regular black people, what I mean by regular black people, like, hey, look, black people, as far as like, I'm not saying I'm pro-black, I'm not saying I'm pro this, I'm pro that, whatever. They could be like, hey, look, I'm just a guy that loves the Republic. I'm just a black man that loves the Republican Party, right? I just love the Republican Party. And you don't call yourself pro-black or anything like that. That's like, all right, okay, a coon's gonna be a coon. He's making his decision for whatever reason or whatever. I really wouldn't care. You know, every group has that. You have Arab Americans that are Republicans, even and they know that Republicans don't like Arabs, but then you have Arabs that are American. You have Arabs that are Republicans. So it's like, what? Right? You got women that are Republicans, and Republicans are pretty much on the side of, hey, shut the fuck up. You're a woman. You should be you should just be barefoot and pregnant. I'm gonna take away your rights as far as like if you can have an abortion or not. There are women that are Republican. They are completely cool with that. I'm saying this to say, if they weren't, didn't put on, if they weren't cosplaying as pro-black people, then I wouldn't care. But the fact that they're cosplaying as pro-black people and people are buying into this, like, it really gets me upset. So I'm doing my job of exposing them to set a light off in the head for the people that do listen to them, to say, like, you know what? Wow, Kofi, you are making a point. That is true, right? Because it doesn't make no sense. You can't be pro-black and be pro-Trump. You can't be pro-black and on the fence, like, I don't know. You can not like Kamala Harris for hey, look, I really don't like her policies or whatever that it is, which I would like to know what policy that she's presenting that you don't like. But again, that's the conversation. But to be on like, hey, nah, Donald Trump ain't so bad. Like, is he really? It's even. It's even on both sides. Then you're just a fucking retard. I'm sorry. You're just a fucking retard. If you're saying that you understand what's going on in today's political sphere, as far as like what's going on with Republicans, what's going on with the Democrats, right? And you call their racism even, you're a fucking retard. So for instance, right? When was there a time, let's say in the past 8 years, where you had a Democratic political figure said, oh, the Black Lives Matter protesters, they need to be shot, right? It was any Democratic politician saying that a black protester needs to be shot. I know Republicans saying that black protesters need to be shot. They need to be ran over with cars. I've heard that from them. So where's the even? Okay, let's try internationally for you quote unquote pro-black people internationally. What Democratic politicians said that African countries are shithole countries? I would really like to know what Democratic person said peddled the trope that black people, either Americans or not, eat pets and shit like that. Just I'm curious, because there's people out there saying it's even and you're stupid if you vote for Kamala Harris or whatever, right? Okay, let's talk policy. Let's talk policy real quick. What Democrat politically says that they want to get rid of the Constitution, or they want to be a dictator for one day, or like, man, like I don't know. I can never get in these people in a room by myself and just debate, because I would really like to know. But Anyway, let me read the chat real quick. Thanks, Brother Bakari, for joining the conversation. Same to you, Ditso. So we have Military Muscle. What did he write? He says, new to your channel. I had a few hated beats with Tariq along with Black Light Revolutions, Ricky Manor, Black Authority, Professor Black Truth, Black Alpha. All of these coons are working for Trump. I think so too, because it is like they're quote unquote pro-black channels and they're advocating for the vehemently white supremacists. Again, what Democratic person in Charlottesville said there were good people on both sides, knowing there were black people there that wanted a Confederate monument down, and you had white people that were probably liberals and progressives and Democrats said that there were good people on both sides. When there were Rich Spencer, there were alt-right Nazis and KKK members there. I just remember it was just Republicans, right? And then you had a crazy right winger drove through had a car and drove through a crowd and killed Heather Heyer, all because white people want to keep up a Confederate statue there to intimidate black people because they're sore that they lost the Civil War. To the people that said that it's even on both sides, wouldn't have Democrats wanting to keep up a Confederate monument. Mind you, these Confederate monuments weren't there during the Civil War. At the end of the Civil War, during Reconstruction, these monuments were erected. To what? In courthouses and state houses and in public areas. Why? To intimidate black people. But niggas is telling me it's even on both sides, the racism. I'm just asking questions. Who am I? I'm just a tether that knows history, right? So yeah, Military Muscle, yeah. Welcome to the channel. You're welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel, brother. Right? Yours Roy said, I will be voting for Kamala now, thanks to FBA imposters and black conservatives. Yes. Thank you. Yes, I mean that would be that would be a pro black vote. And the thing about it that just talking about policies, and I said this already, show me you have people that were in Donald Trump's cabinet, people that voted for Donald Trump, no longer is voting for Donald Trump at all. People in his cabinet and people that voted for the first time, because they say he's incompetent, he's an idiot, and he's a threat to national security and democracy. Right? You cannot. I don't know a bunch of Democrats saying, "Well, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump because Joe Biden is a threat to democracy. He's a threat to national security, and he's incompetent." There's no group of Democrats saying that. Only Republicans saying that. Right? So we have Afro Jam. He says it's a colony. They have an independence movement right now. I'm sorry I didn't get to you. I'm not sure if you were talking about I think you were talking about South Africa. I know they have an independence right now. I'm not sure what you're talking about. But thank you for joining the conversation. I'm sorry I didn't get to your comment in time. You also says I don't know where you are getting your information from. They had a referendum in 2010. Again, I apologize. I'm not sure what you're talking about specifically. You also wrote it's not weird. There are places in and around the Caribbean who remain on colonies and have even voted against independence, like Martinique and Puerto Rico. I'm not too sure about Martinique. I don't know about Papa Martinique, but Puerto Rico, I mean, they kind of have the best of both worlds. They are a part of the United States while having statehood rights. But I mean, they have their mayors, they have their senators and things like that. But Trump thinks they're not a part of the United States. That's another thing. So I mean, that's an interesting conversation, right? You also, again, guys, if anyone wants to come in real quick, because after you could come in. I'm just reading the comments. The colonial mindset is strong. As a person of Jamaican heritage, we have Branden types who wish the British would return to power. Return to power. Man, fire for that, man. Fire upon that. But again, because black people are not a monolith. You know what I'm saying? Black people are not a monolith. I remember when I was on Dynasty's channel, there was a Jamaican dude on there, and like he ran away because I was talking to him and Dynasty trying to shame. Oh, but you're a Democrat. You're a Democrat. Okay, how are you shaming me? You are voting. I asked him, what can Trump do to lose your vote? What can he do or don't do to lose your vote? Because I'm trying to prove to them that you guys are deplorables and you have no bottom. You have no morals. You have no upstanding standards. So I said, what can Trump do to lose your vote? We're just voting for Trump. We're just voting for Trump. Trump. So I was like, and then he tried to say, but you're a Democrat. I was like, yes. I'm not voting. You one voting for a fucking pedophile, a rapist, a cheater, right? Someone who is bad at being went bankrupt 6 times, right? A person who's a freaking retard that says that windmills give you cancer, and said clean coal could get clean if you just clean it off, then it won't be clean coal anymore. The one that draws a Sharpie of a hurricane. Hurricane's going here, but what about, if it goes... And you trying to shame me? The Jamaican dude just left. He was like, whoa. Couldn't answer that. Republicans are cowards. That's why Branden is not. That's why Branden would never debate me. You know what I'm saying? He's not my equal. But I like to debate him just to prove to him that he is a moron, to embarrass him, just like what Martin Hill did. So Afro Jam, you're absolutely right. Right. We have Tariq Tori. I would advise you to pin the StreamYard link. I did pin it. I put it in the chat. So I don't know, maybe it's in the chat. You also said there are FBA Democrat elements. Do you think they are wrong? It depends what element you're talking about. I'm not sure what you're talking about specifically, what those elements would be. You also says local non-bipartisan movements are preferred. Yeah, depending on what it is. If you have a non-bipartisan movement, depending on what it is and who's saying it's preferred. You also say do they not do the same thing? Didn't Clinton shaft Haiti? Yes, they did. At the risk of wastewism, wastewism, they are both bad. I'm not sure what you're talking about specifically when it comes to Haiti and Haitian policy. Yes. Do you drink the weaker poison? You don't drink poison. I'm gonna assume that is a political analogy as far as the Democratic or the Republican Party. I would say that's a bad analogy, only because one party. Remember, the complaint is one party does minimum things for you. They don't do things for you directly. I mean, they'll put bills, that helps Black people. Not what we want as far as like reparations and things of that nature, but a lot of things that help Black people, mostly indirectly, right? So to say, well, you have someone that is neglecting you versus someone who wants to give you poison, which is the person you want to sleep under their roof at night, it wouldn't be the person that want to drink that wants to give you poison. I believe it's the one. I'll go with the one that ignores you. Like, yeah, they did something for you. They don't do much, but you can put their feet to the fire and try to get more out of them versus the person who hates you and is putting a Mickey, putting rat poison inside your Kool-Aid. I think those are two totally different things. Right. Lastly, you says Branden challenged Afro Think Tank to debate. So maybe you two can have one. Again, I have explored this with him. He did say a long time ago, he did say yes. But then again, during us talking about the ground rules and things like that, that happened a while ago. You can look at it on my channel. You can look at it on my channel. He pretty much proved my point. But I'll do it again. I'll do one again. If Afro Think Tank don't want to do it, I'll do one. You know what I'm saying with them just to expose them. And I'll do on Nappy Yankee Show. But you gotta understand, Brandon's the type of person. I have a very, 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 very small channel. But I love my channel because it has a lot of smart intellectual people. So I do cherish my channel. But you gotta understand, Branden is a grifter, right? And his whole thing is about getting more likes, right? So he doesn't care about getting 200 and something more subscribers. So he would delete my comments and entertain Afro Think Tank because Afro Think Tank collectively has more subscribers than him. So he will entertain Afro Think Tank and will take a debate with Afro Think Tank, even though if it crashes and burns, it's still a win-win. What they say, bad publicity or any publicity is still good publicity. So it's still good positive publicity for him. You know what I'm saying? So that's how he's thinking. You know what I'm saying? That's how he's thinking. So again, if you want to pose that question to him again, look, I'm down for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm down for it. If it'll be on Naps TV, I'll do it on Naps TV. But again, I don't think he'll do it just for that particular reason. And anyone that's new to my channel, especially in this live stream that I did right here, I just pretty much clearly expose them in lies, like just straight up lies. So I have no problem debating him because it's easy. It's a cakewalk. I really don't have to rattle my brain, you know what I'm saying? Or really oh wow, oh that's a doozy. It's low hanging fruit. Branden's commentary is extremely low hanging fruit and doesn't take a lot of effort in order to debunk it. I mean, for someone who's look, I'm not saying I'm the smartest person politically, definitely not saying that, but the things that he says is easily proven to be complete falsehoods. But anyway, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Again, you can post it to him. I go on here on my channels to make him look bad. Remember, he was on my when I posted about him thumbs up in Trump's pedophilia. His response to that video was like, "Oh, who cares? No one looks at your channel anyway. I don't care. I don't care about that shit." That's what he said. So he doesn't care of him being a pedophile or saying he co-signs with the pedophile. As long as people don't see it, as long as enough people don't see it, he's good. We good. Enough people's not seeing it. Oh, wow, okay, good. I can still grift off of YouTube and pretend that I'm a Pan-African and a Republican at the same time. Oh God, he only got 200 some subscribers. No one cares about that. Okay, no one's gonna see that. All right, good. Yeah. So that's why I think he's not gonna do it. But anyway, we've been over 3 hours. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. And again, if you want to make Branden hurt, whatever, just remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you can, flood his live with messages. He will ignore them. he'll ignore them, but maybe he'll take my challenge on. But I don't think he'll take the challenge. I don't think he'll take it seriously. But again, thank you all for making this stream for what it is. I really do appreciate it. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It's free. That's my grift. Like, share, and subscribe. I don't ask for super chats. I don't say hit the cash app. I don't do that. I would appreciate it, but I don't want. I'm trying to be genuine in my love for what I'm doing. So until next time, Black Power. Take care of yourself. Reach one, teach one. Be smart. Always learn, and pretty much you all just stay safe out there. Until next time.